Hello, this is over and over and over again. We're live, and this is the Sheffield United versus Arsenal live watch-along. Hello, I'm Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. This is the live watch-along, Sheffield United versus Arsenal today at Bramall Lane in the Premier League. Of course, a game that comes in between the two European ties against Slavia Prague, of course. This is the team lineups for today. If you haven't seen them, this is how the teams line up. So for Sheffield United, in goals Ramsdale, they've got the back three of Egan, Ampadu and Stevens. They've got five across midfield, Baldock, Lundstrom, Norwood, Fleck and Osborne. And then the two up front are McGoldrick and Burke. So that's Sheffield United lineup. They've made three changes actually from their last match last weekend. And of course, the Arsenal team, as you can see, we've made five changes from Thursday night. So Leno still starts in goal. I'm a little bit surprised about that, to be honest. I thought maybe this would have been a game to have maybe given Matt Ryan a game. But anyway, Leno starts in goal again. Chambers is in at right back again. I'm a little bit surprised about that. Obviously, Cedric's perhaps being safe for Thursday night. It's Holding and Mari's in at centre of defence. Them two haven't really worked well together previously, have they? But anyway, they had two centre backs today, and Saka's in at left back. He's not played left back for a while, has he? He's been further up the pitch. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on there. We know he can do a job there, though, don't we? So not too worried about that in particular. Just goes to show that maybe Cedric didn't impress too much the other night with that mistake he made for that goal. In midfield, it looks like Xhaka and Partey again. I'm a bit surprised they're both playing, bearing in mind the game on Thursday. And Ceballos comes in. Is he in the number 10 position, or are we playing a more of a free in midfield? We'll have to wait and see how that works out. And then, of course, the front three, Pepe looks like he'll be on the right, Lacazette through the middle, and the big news, of course, Martinelli on the left. Aubameyang's not even on the bench, of course. Apparently, he's got flu, which is unusual. He'll be the first person this year who's actually got flu. But anyway, Aubameyang's out of the squad completely. So on the bench, we've got Matt Ryan, Bellerin and Cedric, two right backs. Although, of course, Cedric can play left back as well, as we know. Gabriel's on the bench as well. El Neni, Aziz, a young midfield player. Good to see him maybe get some minutes today if possible. Willian, Reece Nelson's on the bench as well, and Eddie Nketiah. So they're your lineups then for this game as we obviously head towards kick-off. It's about, 10 minutes away. I don't believe that this is a free hit for Arsenal. I know a lot of people think it doesn't matter, it's not that important. But for me, we're Arsenal. Every single game is important for this club. We can't afford to take any game lightly. And we do need to try and win this game to get a little bit of momentum built up, of course, for the game on Thursday, which is, we know how important that game is now, don't we? And we know exactly what we've got to do to get the result there. So yeah, the important thing for me in this game is that we put in a good performance, I would say. And if we can get a good result as well, that's going to be better. Mark in the chat there says, Arsenal playing 3-5-2, you think? I suppose we could do. Saka, who would be the right wing back then? If that's the case, Chambers, Holding, and Mari. Pepe as a right wing back, you think? I'm not sure about that. Anyway, we'll see how that works out. I mean, yeah, Saka obviously could be a left wing back. That would make sense. I'm not sure about that formation. It's not a formation that Arteta's played at all for a long time, is it? So, but maybe it is. I mean, looking at the lineup, Chambers could be right back and Saka left back, couldn't he? But yeah, it could be three centre backs and two wing backs. I just imagine if there was going to be a right wing back, he wouldn't have put Pepe there. Pepe would be in the team for his more attacking strength, wouldn't he? So I'd be surprised if it's Pepe would be the right wing back. But looking at that lineup, there'd be nobody else there that you could think would play that role. When he's got Bellerin and Cedric on the bench, who would maybe have been a lot more suited to play in that position. But anyway, we'll see once the game starts exactly how we have lined up. Obviously, Sheffield United played a 3-5-2, so I don't know whether Arteta's thought he'll just go off and match against them. Mark says Pepe is an out-and-out right back. Well, he's certainly not a right winger much, is he? But anyway, we'll see how it goes once we start. But I'd be quite surprised if that was how we lined up. But, you know, looking at the players there, I suppose it wouldn't be a total surprise, would it? But we'll see how that goes there. But it's good to see Martinelli getting a start anyway. He's not started since the Manchester United game at the end of January, actually. So it's been a long time. 14 games, I think it is. He's been on the bench. He's been getting a few more minutes lately. He has been coming on for Aubameyang as well, who, as I said, is not even in the squad today due to this mystery illness that he seems to have picked up. But anyway, let's hope he's better for Thursday. Although if Martinelli has a good game tonight, maybe Aubameyang won't get his place straight back anyway, will he? And it's not like he's been setting the world on fire in the recent weeks anyway, is it, with his some of his performances. But anyway, I mean, we'll see how Martinelli does today. That's the big news for me. Good to see him getting a start in the Premier League. It's probably a good game for him to play in actually as well. Hopefully we'll have a lot of possession of the ball. We should be creating a few chances, and hopefully he can get a goal or two, and that'll really stake a claim for Thursday, because I think it'd be good to have him in the team on Thursday. We need to score a goal, don't we, away in Prague. So I think this is going to be a big game for him, and a big game for a few other players. So Bios has got an opportunity in the team today. He's not been playing that much lately. I know he's not been, again, another player hasn't maybe covered himself in glory this season, but he's got an opportunity today. So I think he needs to have a good game. Pablo Mari as well at the back. He's not been getting much of an opportunity. Gabriel's been playing, and Gabriel's been doing okay, but I still feel that Gabriel's got a mistake in him, and he needs a steady head around him. And I don't think Rob Holding has been helping him out at all. And I don't think Holding and Mari has worked previously this season either. But anyway, we'll see how that works out. It is Sheffield United. Have only scored 17 goals all season, so it's not like we're expecting to be put under massive pressure at the back, but sometimes games don't really work like that, do they? We've got Dapaguna in the chat there, says great Martinelli starts, long overdue. It is, I say 14 games, 15 games I think it is, isn't it, since he last started that 0-0 draw against Manchester United. So yeah, it's good to get him back in the team. Let's hope that he's really up for this and he can prove a point to everybody that he deserves to be playing a lot more starts, which I know we all feel he does, but ultimately he's got to prove it on the pitch now. He's got the opportunity, hasn't he? So I think it's a good game for him against a team lacking in confidence. They've lost, I think, 7 of their last 8 games in the Premier League. So you should got to look at it. I think, this is a game we've got to win. I'm a bit disappointed that I can't be there today, actually, because it's normally a game that we would have gone to. I think I've been to the last 4 or 5 Sheffield United games away, so a bit disappointed to be missing it. But let's just hope it's a decent performance from Arsenal. And as Dapaguna says, it's down to him to perform that. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, he needs to prove this point, doesn't he? We've all been, us as fans, have all been making the point for him, really, haven't we? Saying he's got to be in the team, he needs to play. So now he's in the team. He has got to put this performance in today, hasn't he? And really show that he deserves to be in the team on a more regular basis, as I know we all kind of want him to be, don't we? So we'll see how that works out. I'll put the score up on the screen. Obviously, it is 0-0. It hasn't started yet, so hopefully the score will soon be changing in our favour as we go along through the evening. Strange kickoff time, isn't it? 7 o'clock on a Sunday. Not a kickoff time we would ever have imagined would be a thing a year or so ago. And Dapper says he's going to predict a 3-0 win. Wow, that's optimistic, wouldn't it? It'd be nice. I think it's going to be quite a tight, cagey game. I think Arsenal will have Thursday night in the back of their mind going into this game. I'm not sure what effect that will have. But I did predict in my video a 2-1 win for Arsenal. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with 2-1. And let's hope that we at least win the game. That's the main thing, isn't it? That's what we need to do. And if we win the game, then it'll give us a bit more momentum going in to Thursday, which, of course, now has become a lot more difficult than it should have been with that late goal we conceded. Poor mistakes again from Arsenal defence, causing our own problems, as we have done throughout most of the season, unfortunately. But, let's hope that we can get a good performance today, get the victory, and then we can go into Thursday with a bit more confidence and hopefully get the right result and reach the semi-final. Lacazette's leading Arsenal out today. He's the captain, of course, in the absence of Aubameyang and Bellerin, who's on the bench. Of course, he's a vice-captain. Lacazette's kind of third in command. But you look through that team, there isn't a natural captain, a natural leader there, apart from the one guy that we know, Granit Xhaka, of course, who probably is never going to get given that responsibility again, unfortunately. But anyway, Sheffield United are now coming out. They've been there that way. Their captain Egan, of course, who's back in their starting lineup. He's been injured. I think he had a broken toe and he's now back. And Dapaguna there says, get 3 points and no injuries. Yeah, that's the ideal scenario today, isn't it? Certainly no injuries, or certainly no injuries to the key players from this 11 that's going to be hopefully playing on Thursday. Let's hope that there's no injuries there and we can get through this game, as you said, and get the 3 points and also get no injuries ahead of that big game. We haven't actually won in our last 4 games in all competitions, which are, it's not the best time to have hit this form, is it? Those 2 disappointing defeats at the Emirates, of course, against Olympiacos and Liverpool, and then the 2 draws against West Ham and, of course, Slavia Prague the other night. 2 games that we could have won as well, unfortunately. Dapaguna said a Partey rocket incoming. Well, it's about time, isn't it? His first goal would be nice at some stage to come quite soon, wouldn't it? Let's hope it is today. He gets his first goal, but we'll see. He's had a few shots, hasn't he? But none of them seem to go anywhere near the goal, unfortunately, generally. But let's hope today's the day when he can break that duck. The team on the screen looks like it is at the 4-2-3-1 with Ceballos in the number 10. He has played there before. It's not what I like. I don't think he's good enough to play the number 10 position for me personally. But anyway, I guess we haven't got Smith Rowe, we haven't got Odegaard. They're both injured today, so I suppose it is what it is, isn't it? And I guess he's had to do the job there. He's had to fill in there today. But we'll see how that goes. In terms of Sheffield United, of course, they don't have a manager, do they? They've got a caretaker in charge since Chris Wilder left a few weeks ago. Strange decision, I felt, for that, because he could have probably got them promoted straight back again. But anyway, Dapaguna says, enjoy the game, folks. I'll be back at half-time. Oh, good. Okay, we'll see you at half-time. Thanks for tuning in so far. Come on, you Gunners, exactly. Let's have a good performance. There's a minute silence currently for Prince Philip. And there we go then. So we're just going to get ready for kick-off now, following that brief silence there, I'll say, for the Duke of Edinburgh. Of course, he died a couple of days ago. So we're just going to get ready to start this game. I say Arsenal in the blue kit, the one which I've got, of course, hanging up in the background there, alongside the Dennis Bergkamp kit. Of course, my favourite Arsenal kit, the last season at Highbury, of course, and Dennis Bergkamp's last season as well. So we're getting ready to kick off. It looks as though Arsenal are going to be kicking off, attacking the goal to our right in the first half, which is the Cop End at Bramall Lane. Those who are familiar with the stadium, it looks like Arsenal are going to be attacking that end in the first half, which is the opposite end to where the away fans usually are. So basically, we'll be defending the end where the fans would have been usually. If you remember, of course, last season's game was one of the perhaps one of the nails in Unai Emery's coffin, wasn't it? The league game here, and we lost 1-0. Very, very disappointing performance that was from Arsenal, although we should have had a penalty, if you remember, and one or two other things didn't quite go our way, but it wasn't a great performance, was it? And it maybe did bring about the downfall of, or certainly started to bring about the downfall of Unai Emery, of course. And here we go, Sheffield United again, and another Arsenal manager under a bit of pressure as well coming into this game. So anyway, Arsenal now kicks off. It was Lacazette there, kicks off, played it back to Callum Chambers, who's hit a long ball forward into the far corner, which Martinelli was chasing, but he was never going to get there. And it's gone out for a throw to Sheffield United. Of course, it's been a difficult season for them, hasn't it? You know, last year they were fancied to, you know, getting to Europe at one point, wasn't they? And I think not having the fans in the ground really did affect their performances, didn't it? After we had Project Restart. So, yeah, it was. They found that probably one of the most difficult clubs, haven't they, to deal with no fans, actually. I think them and Liverpool probably suffered the most, in actual fact. And I think that's contributed to their struggles. I don't think it's the only reason. Obviously, there's more to it than that. They've maybe been found out a little bit with their style of play, which was so effective, wasn't it, for 2/3 of last season? And they were, I say, well up in the European places, wasn't they, at one point? And I think they finished 9th or something like that, didn't they? 10th or something in the league, which, you know, was a fantastic first season back in the Premier League. But unfortunately, this season it looks as though, barring a mathematical miracle, they're going to be going straight back down to the Championship again. So they've only got really pride to play for today and for the rest of the season. But, you know, a lot of Arsenal fans maybe feel this game isn't that important for Arsenal either. But I think, you know, we're the Arsenal, and every game's important for us, and we need to try to win every single match. And this is no different. Yes, the top 6 isn't really likely now, is it, if we're totally honest? I know Tottenham lost, didn't they, today, which maybe gives us a little bit of hope. But anyway, I don't really want to worry too much about any other team. It's all about our performance today. Martinelli's now on the run. This is his first run. He plays a ball through to Saka, who's really forward. Tries a shot. It's over the top of the crossbar. But good link up there between Martinelli and Saka. Went on the overlap out on the left-hand side, getting forward really well. Almost forgetting he's a wing-back there, actually, a full-back. But that was a good ball for Martinelli. Put him in. It was a little bit wide. It was only just over the top, actually. A really good strike that from Saka with his left foot. Of course, he's been criticised recently that maybe his finishing hasn't been as good as it could have been. He's missed a few good chances, including that big one, of course, on Thursday night, which could have made a massive difference, couldn't it, to the final result if he'd put that in the first half. But you can't question his ability and the great season that he's had this campaign. In fact, it does look as though it's almost a 3 at the back for Arsenal at the moment. But anyway, I think we're just maybe being flexible in our formation. Saka seems to be playing quite high up the pitch, actually. It's almost as though Xhaka's dropped into left back. Anyway, I don't quite know how that's worked out. I mean, it's only 3 minutes gone. Just trying to really come to terms with our formation here. Saka seems to be quite high up the pitch, and maybe it's Granit Xhaka played at left back. Of course, he's played there before a couple of times. It's not obviously. I know. I remember him saying once in an interview it wasn't where he liked to play particularly, but obviously he'll do a job. And you know he'll do a good job. But Saka's certainly not playing left back at all. And it is more Granit Xhaka out there who's coming forward now in the left back position. He's got Martinelli outside him. Ceballos now has got the ball. But yeah, it looks like Xhaka's left back, which is an unusual one. But anyway, Thomas Partey there plays the ball over the top towards Nicolas Pepe, but he's down on this right hand side for Arsenal, but that went straight through to goalkeeper Ramsdale, and he just bowls the ball out. And Sheffield United are just trying to play it out from the back, actually. Obviously, a slightly different style of play, maybe, to what they were doing under Chris Wilder. They were very direct, wasn't they? Got the ball forward quickly. Obviously, used their sort of centre backs almost as wingers at times, didn't they? I think the style's slightly changed since Chris Wilder's gone, but it's basically the same group of players, isn't it, that did so well last year. It just goes to show, doesn't it? You know, things sometimes can change quite quickly in football, as we've seen. So Lacazette's now got the ball, finds Nicolas Pepe on this near side, Arsenal's right. and he's won himself a free kick there. It was a foul by Osborne, who did, of course, score against Leeds in their last game. His first goal of the season, that was, in the Premier League. So he's just fouled Pepe there. It's a free kick to Arsenal on this near side, which Callum Chambers takes, plays it back to Rob Holding. It comes across to Pablo Mari. And it is definitely great at Xhaka at left back. Anyway, Ceballos now coming clear down that left-hand side, finds Lacazette, who's very deep, plays it inside to Thomas Partey. Arsenal just knocking it around. I remember Xhaka playing left back actually under Unai Emery a couple of times when we had similar injury problems in that position. Saka's almost got a free role in the centre actually, almost as though Saka's playing in that number 10 position. Another new position for him. He's played in nearly every position in the team, hasn't he? Throughout his brief Arsenal career, his young Arsenal career so far. And it looks like he's in the number 10 position. So Ceballos looks like he's more over to the left of the three in midfield. But yeah, Xhaka playing left back is throws in some surprises, doesn't he? And that's certainly thrown everybody, I think, and certainly thrown me. But anyway, we'll see how it works out. Thomas Partey there won the header from a goal kick from Ramsdale, and Arsenal can now break forward again down the left-hand side with Dani Ceballos. Martinelli pulled away ahead of him, but Ceballos has come back and he's found Rob Holding. Plays a long ball, looking for Nicolas Pepe on his near side. Also, a different mistake by the Sheffield United defender. Nicolas Pepe's inside the penalty area. Tries to cut back inside, but it was good play actually in the end. It was Ender Stevens, and the referee's given offside, I think, anyway. But it was a mistake initially by Ender Stevens. Pepe looked like he briefly got in, but he didn't have a great touch. He was actually offside when the ball was played over the top anyway. There was a mistake by Egan initially, and then the ball got stuck under Pepe's feet, which isn't the first time that's happened. And then he just fell over. Again, not the first time that's happened either. But he didn't really look very confident there when he got into the penalty area anyway, did he? But anyway, it's a free kick to Sheffield United, which goalkeeper Ramsdale is going to take. And it's gone long again. It's actually flicked on by McGoldrick, and it runs all the way through to Bernd Leno, with Burke running through. Burke, of course, partnering McGoldrick up front today. Billy Sharp's actually injured. I didn't realise he was injured when I did my preview video. So he's not even in the squad either. But, of course, Mousse is on the bench for Sheffield United, who, of course, scored the winner in his fixture last season. Very scrappy goal in the first half from a corner. Very poor defending from Arsenal, but that was under a previous regime. Now, Nicolas Pepe comes forward. That's a good ball to Saka, who's out on the right-hand side now. Can he get a ball into the box? He plays it across the 6-yard box, goes towards Lacazette, but it was cleared away by Ampadu, who, of course, is the son of a former Arsenal player, Kwame Ampadu, I believe. Anyway, that was Saka down the right-hand side. A great ball rolled across the 6-yard box. It was looking for Lacazette, but it was well cut out there by Ampadu. And it's a throw to Arsenal on its near side in line with the penalty area, which Callum Chambers is going to take for Arsenal. Back in the side at right back today. Of course, he a bit of an injury doubt actually, wasn't he? But obviously he's fit to play. It's a good throw actually to Nicolas Pepe, but well defended there by Egan, and it's gone out for a goal kick to Sheffield United, which Ramsdale is going to take. But that was a great ball actually from Saka. He popped up on the right. He does seem to be he's got a very free role today, Bukayo Saka. I say it looks like he is in the number 10 position. He's just closing down the Sheffield United defence again. The ball currently back with Ramsdale. He doesn't seem to have too many options actually, so he's going to have to go long this time. Kicks it in towards halfway. It was well held up actually by McGoldrick. It's a good touch out wide to Baldock. Again, he was a bit of a doubt for this game with a head injury that he picked up last week, but he's back in the team today. So Sheffield United now coming forward again with Ampadu. I don't know if he's on loan from Chelsea or whether or not Sheffield United have actually bought him, but obviously he was previously at Chelsea. But anyway, Sheffield United just knocking it around at the back at the moment. Ender Stevens to Egan, and it goes back to Ramsdale. So Sheffield United enjoying a bit of possession in their own half. Again, it's a kick from Ramsdale up to halfway, which Burke does well actually, holds it up, and now Sheffield United can can get an attacker ball into the channel there for Burke to chase, which is going to get there ahead of Pablo Mari. Whips it into the penalty area. Thomas Partey's battling for possession there with Osborne, which he wins. But Osborne's now got the loose ball back. It's a good ball into McGoldrick inside the penalty area. Oh, he drags his shot wide. He certainly had a little bit of space there, McGoldrick. Of course, he did score Sheffield United's goal at the Emirates back in October, which Arsenal won that game 2-1. That was actually Sheffield United's first goal of the season that McGoldrick scored. He got in between the defence there from about 15 yards. He just pulled his shot wide. It's far too much space there. Granted, Xhaka came across a little bit too late. Don't know what Rob Holding was doing, standing off him, and he's just dragged that shot wide, actually. But that's the first real opportunity of this game for Sheffield United. 10 minutes played, but Arsenal now looking to counter-attack with Nicolas Pepe. Finds Saka, who's now on his right-hand side. A couple of times he's got clear down his right. Cuts back inside, but he actually loses possession there. It was a good bit of defending from Sheffield United, who are now looking to break themselves. Quite an open start to this game, actually. Maybe the lack of pressure perhaps on either team in terms of the Premier League has led to that. Martinelli there came back well to do a good defensive job to cut out that ball, which was looking for Burke. And Arsenal picked up possession again. It's now Thomas Partey in the middle of the pitch. Plays it out to Rob Holding, and he finds Callum Chambers. Back to Rob Holding again and into Thomas Partey. Now it's Arsenal's turn to knock the ball around inside their own half without really advancing down the pitch, and it's now gone back to Bernd Leno. Sheffield United aren't really pressing us at all, so we're able to play it out from the back without fear of making too many silly mistakes. But Lacazette tried to knock a ball onto Martinelli, but it was blocked. And Sheffield United now have got possession with their captain, Egan, and it's now gone back to Ramsdale. So 11 and a half minutes played in this game. It's still 0-0. There's been maybe one opportunity at both ends. Saka had a shot just over the bar for Arsenal very early on, and then McGoldrick there with that effort, which he just fired wide for Sheffield United, giving a little bit too much space there inside the penalty area. Pepe tried to lay the ball off there to Chambers, but it was a bit short, and Stevens nipped in, Ender Stevens, and he's knocked it out for a throw on his near side, which Callum Chambers is going to take for Arsenal. But it has been a reasonably open start to this game, actually. Both teams seem to be playing with a little bit more freedom than maybe they might have done if there was a bit more pressure on the game, perhaps. But anyway, hopefully it's going to lead to a good game overall. It's certainly not been a bad opening 12 minutes. Not been a lot of chances yet, as I said, maybe one for each side. But at least both teams seem as though they're going to try to counter-attack at pace if they get the opportunity to. At the moment, the ball currently in the Sheffield United penalty area, with Egan, who plays it back to Ramsdale. I'm sure he's going to try another kick up towards halfway. Instead, he goes a little bit shorter, actually, to Lundstrom. Of course, he had a great season last year, didn't he, Lundstrom? There was maybe talk of maybe Arsenal being interested in him, actually, but that never quite worked out. Fleck as well was another one who seemed to, a lot of talk of maybe impossibly being an interest of Arsenal, but a lot of the time, a lot of it's just speculation, isn't it? But I wouldn't be surprised if one or two of these Sheffield United players are available in the summer, should they, well, once their relegation has been confirmed. I would imagine there'll be a few of these players maybe that will be able to get, should you want them. And I think, Lundstrom and Fleck are both decent Premier League players, actually. We're a bit short in midfield. If the price was right, why not? They showed last year they certainly can perform in the Premier League at a good level. So, but anyway, that's for another day, isn't it? That's for later on in the year. We need to worry about this season at the moment, don't we? And where it's heading at the moment, not really where we hoped it would, but we are still in the Europa League. Let's remember that. We haven't been knocked out yet, and we've got a difficult game, of course, on Thursday, but we are still in it. And while you remain in a cup competition, you've got a chance to win it. So I'm going to remain as optimistic as I can, certainly until Thursday anyway. But this is a good opportunity for Arsenal now. Martinelli on that left-hand side, just inside the penalty area, plays it out to Ceballos. His cross is blocked, and it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. There were two Sheffield United defenders around him, which was Ampadu and Baldock, and it's gone out for a corner to Arsenal. Saka then switched the play to this near side to Martinelli. Thought he was going to maybe cut inside and have a shot. Instead, he played it out to Ceballos, and his cross was blocked by a combination of Ampadu and Baldock. It's the first corner of the game to Arsenal out on that far side. At the moment, no one's gone across there to want to take it. Not quite sure why. But it is going to be Nicolas Pepe, actually, in the end, who's going to go across to take it with his left foot to curl it in from that right-hand side. Actually, no, it's on the left-hand side, isn't it? Sorry. But Nicolas Pepe looks like he's going to take this corner from that far side. Arsenal have got 3 players on the edge of the penalty area, and they've got another 2 inside the 6-yard box. This must be the work they've been doing with the new set-piece coach. Cross into the box there, but again, doesn't beat the first man. That's typical of Pepe, isn't it? And that was a strange clearance there by Ceballos, actually, which has put Arsenal under a bit of pressure. But Xhaka and Saka, the combination there are back, and Xhaka can tidy up that in the left-back position. Very strange clearance that was from Danny Ceballos. Very strange there. But anyway, Arsenal have managed to survive that and have now coming forward themselves. Terry's in the chat. How you doing, Terry? Thanks for tuning in. He says, good evening, Richard. Hopefully my dad's watching you. Pop, if you are, hit the subscribe button and in the bell next to it. Yes, please. Yeah, if you are watching, please subscribe and like as well. Always a pleasure to have new viewers on board. I know Terry's been a big supporter of the channel, which I really appreciate, along with many others as well. Saka now coming forward for Arsenal, plays it out to this left-hand side to Ceballos, just on the edge of the penalty area. He looks like he's trying to get a shot, and he tries to play across to the far post to Chambers, drills it back across, but nobody was reading the run there on the edge of the 6-yard box. Would have had a tap in, but Lacazette had gone too far ahead, and everybody else was too far behind it, so didn't quite fall for an Arsenal player there. But that was a good move, actually. The cross from Ceballos got deflected, but it did find Chambers at the far side. Of course, he did get a couple of assists against West Ham recently, didn't he? In our last away game in the Premier League. So he almost got another one there. Dangerous ball back, but unfortunately it couldn't pick out a blue shirt. And Sheffield United were able to get it clear. But Pepe now on this near side into Saka, gets it back. There wasn't a great ball from Pepe again either. Saka was never going to get there, but Sheffield United are giving it away back to Saka on the edge of the penalty area. But again, we can't quite get that final ball. Sheffield United can get it clear. Then they're coming forward themselves down this near side. Lundstrom now. No, it's Burke, sorry. Now he finds Egan and Osborne down this near side, but it's gone out there for a throw to Arsenal, as Sheffield United were trying to build an attack down this near side, and the ball's now gone away back to Bernd Leno. So I'm a little bit surprised that Bernd Leno was picked tonight. It would have been a good game for Matt Ryan, maybe, to get a game. But no, Arteta has decided to stick with Leno again. And I'm not quite sure why he bothered getting Matt Ryan in on loan, because he's only played that one game, hasn't he, against Aston Villa, when Leno was, of course, suspended following his red card against Wolves. So, yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Ryan wasn't picked for this game. But anyway, because I'm sure it's not going to be a difficult game for Arsenal's goalkeeper tonight, whoever was in goal. Anyway, Thomas Partey now trying to bring the ball forward for Arsenal. Although it's quite an open game, it has got a little bit of maybe a pre-season friendly feeling to it. There doesn't seem to be too many heavy challenges. A lot of closing down has been going on. Players have got plenty of time on the ball, as Pablo Mari has there. Plays it today, Ceballos on his left-hand side. Then Martinelli right on that far touchline. Plays it back to Granit Xhaka. And then to Ceballos, who's out wide on the left, cuts inside. Plays the ball across to Callum Chambers, actually quite central. Now he finds Pepe on this near side. Oh, that was a poor ball again from Pepe. Actually finds Partey. Partey's shot there was blocked, but it falls to Callum Chambers on this near side. Drills the ball back into the penalty area, but again, there's not an Arsenal shirt there. And Sheffield United can get the ball clear, but not very successfully, actually. And Chambers was almost in again, but again, the Sheffield United defender came in and got the block. And now Sheffield United can get the ball back to Ramsdale. Putting a little bit of pressure there from Lacazette, actually, but he's able to get it out. He did quite well actually to find Baldock. And in the end, the ball comes back again. Arsenal now maybe pressing a little bit higher up the pitch than we were sort of 10 minutes ago. As we're approaching the 20-minute mark. It is still 0-0. There hasn't actually been a shot on target yet. And after quite a lively opening, it's become a little bit more of a dour battle over the last 5 minutes or so. Sheffield United currently just knocking the ball around at the back onto this near side to Osborne. He's got Pepe in front of him, so he's forced backwards again to Ender Stevens, and it goes back to goalkeeper Ramsdale. So Sheffield United keeping possession quite well, but they're not able to get out of their own half at the moment, due in part to Arsenal's pressing and also due to the fact that they haven't really got any movement forward. But Pepe's done well to win the ball back there off Osborne, but the referee, Peter Banks, has given a free kick to Sheffield United. Yeah, he did push him in the back, so that was a fair enough decision, actually. Bit soft, but he did push him in the back, and you can't really do that and expect not to give away a free kick. And I think Arsenal have now won a free kick, or is it a throw on this near side? It's a throw, actually, on this near side, which Callum Chambers is going to take. And he's played it all the way back down the line to Rob Holding, and it's gone back to Bernd Leno. Arsenal trying to build an attack from the back. It's now Granit Xhaka in this slightly unfamiliar left-back position. Finds Thomas Partey in the middle, and then Rob Holding. It's now come all the way to this near side to Callum Chambers. And again, Arsenal being forced back a bit by Sheffield United. It's with Granit Xhaka again. Plays it up the line, but it wasn't a great ball. But Ceballos just managed to get a touch on it. And Martinelli now looked like he'd got cleared just briefly, but it was well defended again by Sheffield United, who have actually, defended reasonably well in this early stages. But they run into trouble there, Egan, but he actually does really well, gets out of trouble. And now Sheffield United again have managed to keep possession. But again, every time they try to get the ball towards halfway, the final ball isn't particularly good. And there's just a long, hopeful ball looking for Burke, which Holding, actually, it wasn't a great pass back to Leno with McGoldrick closing in, but Leno was able to get the ball out to Granit Xhaka, and Arsenal can keep possession. So the game has become almost at a walking pace now. But anyway, I guess it is what it is. And Pablo Mari is now looks for a long ball over the top, looking for Martinelli. That's actually a great ball. Martinelli's got in, as he no. Ramsdale comes out quickly. Good play there by the Sheffield United goalkeeper. It's a good ball actually for Mari over the top, looking for Martinelli over on that far side. In around the back of the fullback the ball was, but the goalkeeper Ramsdale came out to the edge of his area, managed to clear. But his clearance there went straight to Lacazette and bounced back into the arms of the goalkeeper there. He got away with that one, the Sheffield United goalkeeper. But he did well just before that, coming out quickly and getting the ball off before Martinelli could get there. But that was a poor clearance to actually hit Lacazette. Could maybe have gone anywhere, and instead it went straight back into the arms of the goalkeeper, who's now gone long, but it's gone too long, and Xhaka heads it back to Bernd Leno. So 22 and a half minutes played at Bramall Lane in the Steel City, of course, of Sheffield. And it is still 0-0, as I said. Sheffield United, of course, bottom of the Premier League. Arsenal started the day in 11th place, but a win will take us up to 9th again, I believe, which is some consolation, I suppose, but not really. But anyway, it's a throw to Sheffield United on this near side, which Osborne is going to take, the left wing back for the Blades. Plays a quick throw there and gets it back actually from Fleck. And it's going to be another throw to Sheffield United further up the pitch this time, which again Osborne's going to take in line with the penalty area on this near side. Sheffield United now getting a little bit of possession in Arsenal's half, which is the first time they've really done that for quite a long time. Osborne now tries to put a cross in, but it was deflected, and Arsenal can now maybe launch a counter-attack. Lacazette, he needs to play it into Pepe instead. He's found Saka. That's a good ball to Ceballos. A nice flick to Lacazette. This is a lovely move from Arsenal. Martinelli now on that far side, just cut inside the penalty area. Can he get a shot in? He can. Oh, and he's into the side netting. Did the goalkeeper save it? That was a great counter-attack that from Arsenal. Really good play. Lovely little flick by Ceballos in the build-up to that as well. Saka played it into Ceballos. A nice little flick to Lacazette. He then played the ball first time out to the far side to Martinelli. He went around the outside of the defender. I think it just fired into the side net, and I don't think the goalkeeper got a touch on that, but really direct that was from Martinelli. Maybe the better option would have been to fire it across the goal, but he's got a goal scorer's instinct, hasn't he? And he wanted to have a shot there. and it just went into the side netting. But that was a really good counter attack that from Arsenal at pace. Really good, incisive passing as well, and I say a lovely flick as well by Dani Ceballos in the mix of all that as well. But Nicolas Pepe just giving the ball away. Actually, again, he's not had a great opening 25 minutes as Nicolas Pepe, unfortunately, to this game. But anyway, let's hope he settles down and he still can have an impact. Anyway, Sheffield United now coming forward down this near side. It's with Egan, plays it into McGoldrick now. Plays the ball, switches it actually to the far side to Ampadu. He's got Baldock outside him. Ampadu gets it back again now. He plays it across to Egan. That's a good ball up the line actually to Osborne. He's got Callum Chambers in front of him. Instead he plays it out wide again to Egan. Gets forward. That's a good cross actually towards McGoldrick, but McGoldrick can't get on the end of it. And in fact, he's given away a free kick anyway. A little bit too enthusiastic there, McGoldrick, Sheffield United's top scorer this season. Not that that says a lot with a few goals that they have scored, but he just pushed in the back there. He pushed Xhaka in the back, and it is a free kick to Arsenal. But that was a bit more incisive from Sheffield United there. They got the ball forward. They got it out wide to this left-hand side. It was a good cross actually from Egan. I say again, getting their centre-backs up the pitch into wide areas, which they did so well last season, didn't they? Brought them a lot of success. And it almost brought them a chance there as well. But I say in the end, it was a foul by McGoldrick. Now, Rob Holding is breaking forward for Arsenal. Plays it to Callum Chambers on this near side. 26 minutes played. It is still Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 0. After a lively start, it's not been the greatest game. But anyway, Arsenal coming forward again. Martinelli on his far side. Plays it back into Dani Ceballos just outside the penalty area. Shows good feet there, actually, but he's kind of falls backwards a little bit. Now he turns and finds Thomas Partey. And he comes back to Rob Holding. He was put under pressure there from Burke, but managed to get away with it. And Arsenal now looking to keep possession. Granit Xhaka plays it out to Martinelli on this far touchline. Plays it back into Dani Ceballos. Those two have linked up quite well at times, actually, in these opening 26 minutes of this game. Now Callum Chambers looking to get a little bit of space down this near side, finds Pepe, but again it's a poor touch from Pepe. Osborne just takes the ball off him. Pepe's been quite poor actually so far. It's a long ball over the top there. Rob Holding reads it well, but it wasn't a great header actually, but Pablo Mari comes across and helps him out. Just as it looked as though Burke might have been in. Wasn't the most decisive header from Rob Holding. Now Nicolas Pepe's got a chance, but again his first touch lets him down and Stevens can clear the ball away. His first touch has been terrible in his opening stages in Nicolas Pepe. He's had 2 or 3 good opportunities. The ball's just run away from him, and it did there as well. And some of his passing's not been particularly accurate either. But anyway, it's a throw to Arsenal now. Callum Chambers just in line with the penalty area. The Sheffield United penalty area on his near side. He goes back to Rob Holding, who's closed down quickly. Wins another throw off Burke, who complained it was his throw, but it was given to Arsenal. Anyway, Osborne now, was he fouled? No, he wasn't. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. So Chambers now with a throw on his near side. Goes all the way back to Pablo Mari on halfway. He's got Granit Xhaka square, and he does find Granit Xhaka inside the centre circle. Mari then gets it back. And then Rob Holding, who's almost in a right-back position. Now Saka's got a little bit of space. He's got Callum Chambers outside in which he finds. Chambers tries to drill a low cross first time in, but it actually hit Osborne, who haven't really cleared the ball. Actually, it's come back to Chambers. It's back into Saka now. Little ball into Lacazette. Partey now got a little bit of space. Finds Lacazette, gets it back. Thomas Partey. Oh, he tried to find Saka, but it was well defended actually by Egan there. That was almost another incisive Arsenal move there. Thomas Partey looking for Saka, but it was good defending again from Egan. But Arsenal have still got possession of the ball now. Granit Xhaka, quite high up the pitch, finds Martinelli right on that far touchline for Arsenal. Comes back to Lacazette, who's very deep, as he likes to be. Xhaka then finds Ceballos on this near side, far side. And Thomas Partey lost the ball into Saka, who does well, but he thought he was fouled and he picked the ball up, but it actually he's been given a foul, handball against him, I think. And it's going to be a free kick to Sheffield United. Thomas Partey clipped the ball forward to Saka, and it was actually handball. I think Saka felt he was pushed in the back there, but the referee, Peter Banks, didn't agree. And Sheffield United have a free kick. That's a long ball, actually, but Xhaka defends it well. And then Pablo Mari completes the clearance with a good header, and Ceballos, clever little back heel there to Thomas Partey, and a couple of little flicks, actually, Ceballos, which are great when they work. Unfortunately, when they don't work, it can put your team under pressure. But he's got away with two today, and they've actually been looked at pretty neat and tidy and pretty good. But anyway, Chambers now on his near side. Arsenal again just knocking it around at the back. Sheffield United trying to press us a little bit higher up now. Xhaka there pings the ball off to Pablo Mari, who's now coming forward into Saka and goes back to Granit Xhaka. Arsenal keeping possession, but not really doing a lot with it at the moment. Now, Saka switched the ball there. Xhaka switched the ball there for Chambers. That was a nice switch of play into Thomas Partey. Dinks the ball through to Pepe, but again, it was good defending from Osborne, but it only falls to Saka. He's got Martinelli outside him, just on the edge of the penalty, and Martinelli cuts inside. Is he going to try a shot? He does try a shot. Oh, got a deflection, but it's gone straight into the arms of Ramsdale. And I think that's Arsenal's first shot on target. 30 minutes played. Saka there, played it out to Martinelli on that left-hand side. He just cut back inside. You could always look, he was trying to get a shot on. He actually got a deflection. Could have actually made it difficult for the goalkeeper, but he was just able to correct his feet and keep the ball out. But that was a good. That was another good attack by Arsenal. Saka at the heart of it as well. And Arsenal have certainly settled into this game, and we are a much better team as you would expect us to be. But we still can't find that breakthrough. Lacazette now finds Saka again in a little bit of space. Again, he's got Martinelli outside him, just inside the penalty area. Martinelli goes around the outside. Can he get across into the box? He can. It falls to Callum Chambers at the far post. It's blocked by the defender, Egan, but it's come back to Chambers. Just on the edge of the penalty. Can he get across in this time from his near side? He finds Saka instead. But Saka was dispossessed there by McGoldrick, doing some defensive work for his team. And Sheffield United now can get the ball clear. But it was a good ball across the box there from Martinelli. It went right the way across again. There was nobody maybe attacking it on the edge of the 6-yard box. It fell to Chambers at the far post. It was a crowded penalty area, and his shot was blocked by a defender. I think the goalkeeper would probably have saved it anyway. But again, Arsenal have created an opportunity now, and maybe Arsenal really start to build up a bit of steam in this game. Pepe now plays the ball out again to Chambers on this near side. He's got forward well again, Callum Chambers, as he did against West Ham in the last away game. Saka there to Lacazette. A lovely flick. Lacazette's in, and this time he scored. What a goal that was. The great little play Arsenal have been doing inside the penalty has finally paid off. With Lacazette, the goal scorer this time. Lovely little bit of play there on the edge of the penalty. I think it was Thomas Partey initially. I'm not sure who flicked the ball through to him. Was it Martinelli? But it was a lovely goal, well-worked goal, well-taken goal as well. It was Thomas Partey initially, played it in. Lacazette there, played a 1-2. It was with Saka, actually. A lovely little flick from Ceballos it was. Danny Ceballos with the back heel again. He's done 3 little flicks now, and that one actually is the assist for the goal. Lovely flick and a good finish that time from Lacazette. Maybe the sort of finish he was trying to do the other night, and of course didn't get it right. But this one he did. Just rolled it into the far corner, and that is a great goal and a fully deserved goal for Arsenal. I was just saying how much on top we were just getting. We were just starting to create 1 or 2 opportunities, getting behind Sheffield United a little bit more, and we did there. It's Lacazette, who's our top Premier League goal scorer this season. I think that's his. Is it his 14th Premier League goal, 30th Premier League goal, maybe? And a really, really well taken goal, well worked goal as well. Lovely little 1-2 on the edge of the penalty. A lovely little flick from Ceballos, and Lacazette just strokes it into the far corner with his right foot from about 12 yards. And it's a fully deserved lead from Arsenal. If we're totally honest, 33 minutes is the time of the goal, and I say it's Lacazette with it. He's scored a lot of goals in away games, hasn't he? In the Premier League this season, actually. Quite a number of away games. He seems to be the player that gets the goals, doesn't he? He obviously scored Southampton. He scored at Leicester. He scored now at Sheffield United as well. That's our first league goal actually at Bramall Lane since 1994, believe it or not. Also looking for another one now. Saka inside the penalty area, couldn't quite get it under control. And it's rolled through to Ramsdale. But yeah, that's our first league goal, Premier League goal in this stadium since April 1994. It was Kevin Campbell actually scored the last one, and it was Lacazette who's scored this one. Of course, that last game that we scored in finishing a 1-1 draw, Kevin Campbell's goal on that particular occasion. But so far, this one has given us the 1-0 advantage. Let's hope that we can go on and finish the job. At the moment, it's a throw on this near side, which the Sheffield United, which Osborne is going to take. And Sheffield United are looking to try and respond to that goal. But again, it's just kicked out of play there by Fleck. And it's going to be a throw to Arsenal on the near side. But it was a great goal. We played some good football in this first half. You know, whether that's partly to do with the lack of pressure that we're under in this game, whether it's partly to do with the quality of the opposition, or maybe it's just the fact that, you know, some of these players have got a point to prove. You know, Ceballos has had a decent first half, got the assist for the goal. Saka's looking good, actually, in this free role that he's been given today. So it's only really Pepe who maybe hasn't quite stepped up yet. But anyway, let's hope he has a better second half. But I also got a throw now with Chambers thrown back to Rob Holding on his near side. It goes all the way back to Bernd Leno, who's had a fairly comfortable first half. There was just that early shot from a Goldrick which went wide, and that's all Sheffield United have really, that's the only opportunity they've had. Lacazette with a good turn, very deep again, but Saka now coming forward down his right-hand side. Plays it out to Chambers and gets it back into Nicolas Pepe. He's got a bit of time now to turn, and he plays the ball back to Pablo Mari, who goes out wide to Xhaka and then plays into Lacazette, who's again very deep, but he flicks it out to the left-hand side to Martinelli, who finds Ceballos. So Ceballos has a decent first half, actually, but maybe he's found his level, perhaps. But anyway, Saka now a little bit of time to turn, exchanges passes there with Pepe. And then he falls backwards again to Rob Holding. So it's Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 1. A really good goal, actually. That's a long ball there from Xhaka. Put Martinelli down left-hand side. I think he's onside. Cuts inside the penalty area. What's he going to do? He tried to square it to Saka and it got blocked. Lacazette was coming in as well. I think sometimes Martinelli's lacked a little bit of belief in the final third. I think he's a little bit tempted sometimes to cut inside and have a shot, but almost as though he feels as though he needs to try to pass the ball instead sometimes. And he's been caught a little bit between the two on a few occasions. I think he just needs to be more direct and play his own game, and he'll probably be better for that. But he is looking dangerous every time he gets the ball. He's got himself into some good positions. I say it's just that final ball. I'm not quite sure if he's confident enough to do what he wants to do with it, maybe. But anyway, hopefully he can settle in as we go further into the game. But we are only 8 minutes away from half time at the moment, and it is, I say, we've got the 1-0 lead. The goal from Lacazette, really good goal it was as well. It's Lacazette who's got the ball in that far corner, and actually it's given as a throw to Sheffield United, even though maybe Lacazette felt it came off the Sheffield United player. But anyway, it's a lovely flick there from Ceballos, and Lacazette was able to take it in his stride and then just place it in the corner, opened his body up. I say the sort of finish he was maybe trying to do the other night, and he didn't quite get right, did he? But he got that one right. And he did a Jamie Vardy type celebration by kicking the corner flag as well. Of course, Jamie Vardy, Sheffield Wednesday fan. Of course, you remember that goal he scored here against Sheffield United in front of the Cop. Was it last season? Had a good celebration there, didn't he? But anyway, Arsenal now coming forward again. Ceballos in the centre circle. He nearly slips over, actually, but manages to regain his feet and find Granit Xhaka, who plays it out to the far side to Martinelli. But that's not a good touch for Martinelli, actually. And Sheffield United have managed to regain possession of the ball, and they're trying to build an attack of their own. Coming forward again down this near side. But again, Arsenal forced them back. It's going right back to Ramsdale now. And this time he does go long, deep into the Arsenal half, but Rob Holding was underneath that with a good header. But McGoldrick now managed to hold the ball up. But again, Arsenal pinched it back, but Sheffield United have won it back as well. And again, it's scrappy play there from Fleck, who's just passed it straight out for a throw. Obviously, he's not doing his self any favours, is he? If he is like interested in a move to Arsenal with his performance so far today. Anyway, Ceballos now coming forward, finds Martinelli on that far side. Martinelli back to Ceballos and back to Granit Xhaka. And then Pablo Mari inside the centre circle to Granit Xhaka again. Little ball into Lacazette, who's again, he's very deep, almost on halfway. In fact, he is on halfway now. Come out to Rob Holding on this near side into Thomas Partey. I mean, Arsenal is comfortably passing the ball around, but not really making any inroads at the moment into Sheffield United territory. But Lacazette now inside the centre circle. That's how deep he is. Thomas Partey now pings the ball out to this near side to Nicolas Pepe. That's a better first touch. He gets away from the defender. It's going to go out for a corner to Arsenal. That was a better touch there from Pepe. Managed to get the wrong side of Osborne there for the first time, but came off the Sheffield United defender. It is a corner to Arsenal on this near side, which I think Pepe might actually take as well. The last corner didn't beat the first man, did it? Let's hope this one is a lot better delivery. So Pepe now with his corner from his near side. It's going to be an in-swinger with his left foot. Needs a good delivery. It's flicked on. It came right across the goal. It comes to Martinelli. Oh, his shot was deflected. It was on target. It was deflected there right in front of the goalkeeper. Martinelli looking for his first Premier League goal of the season. It was flicked on at the near post. It fell to Martinelli. It was on target as well. And two Sheffield United defenders threw themselves at the ball there to stop it from going in. And it's gone behind for another corner for Arsenal. Martinelli was so close there to a goal that I think we'd all love him to get, wouldn't we? So his first start since January, the end of January, in fact. But he's a corner to Arsenal on the far side, which Nicolas Pepe is lining up to take again. That was a bit of a better delivery, actually. It got flicked on by Lacazette, I think it was. And it only came out to Martinelli about 15 yards out, and his shot was deflected wide. Anyway, Pepe with his corner on the far side. But this one doesn't get flicked on. Sheffield United can now maybe break forward themselves, actually. But the ball there actually hit the heels of Norwood. And now it's Lacazette on the edge of the penalty again. His shot's blocked, actually, by a Sheffield United defender. And Sheffield United now but Lacazette actually, I'd say Sheffield United just had possession, but Lacazette did well there to win it back. And Danny Ceballos as well. And now Thomas Partey inside the centre circle. I mean, it's pretty much been all Arsenal this last 25 minutes of this first half. We've got the one goal to show for it, but only the one goal. And, of course, we know how fragile a lead 1-0 is, as we saw the other night, and we've seen a few times as well. Terry's back in the chat again. He says that his dad's having problems. He won't let him subscribe or do anything. Oh, I don't know why that is. But he's very impressed with your comments. I'm glad he's enjoying it. That's good. Yeah, we'll keep trying to subscribe if you can. It'd be nice to have you on board. I must admit, I've noticed that my subscribers haven't gone up for a few days now. So I don't know if there is some issues with it, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, hopefully it can be resolved, because that wouldn't be good, would it, if people are trying to subscribe and they can't? So if YouTube are watching, try and sort that out, please. But anyway, it's a corner to Sheffield United now, while that was going on, which they've taken short. That was their first corner, actually, and Fleck now plays it back to Norwood, chips the ball into the box towards the 6-yard box. It was a good header clear, actually, by Rob Holding, but it's still in a penalty. A shot comes in, and Leno makes a save there. I think it was a shot there from Baldock. It was a cross from Norwood initially. Rob Holding did well to head it clear, but the bounce of the ball beat Callum Chambers, and the shot came in there. In fact, it was Egan, the centre half up, left foot volley there, straight at Bernd Leno, and it was a good save, actually. It was straight at him, but he held on to the ball well. And Arsenal now coming forward again, as we've done, I say, for the last pretty much 25 minutes of this first half. That was a good ball there, looking to get Martinelli in behind the fullback. But and Purdue there did really well to slide across. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal deep inside the Sheffield United half. It's been a decent first half from Arsenal. It's totally dominant. And I say we do have this 1-goal lead, but we just saw there that half chance there for Sheffield United. It just goes to show, doesn't it, how fragile a 1-goal lead can be. So it'd be nice to get the second goal before half time and we can maybe relax a little bit more in the second half. That's a good throw that from Xhaka to Lacazette. But it's going to be another corner to Arsenal, actually. It was headed out there by Norwood, sorry. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal on the far side. But a series of corners in this first half. We haven't quite managed to make any of them counting yet. The fourth official there just held up. There's going to be 1 minute of stoppage time, actually. There hasn't been a lot of stoppages at all, has there? Probably that stoppage is just for the goal, maybe, and the celebration that followed it. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal on the far side, which I think Pepe's got across the take again. He's had a couple of good deliveries and a couple of poor ones. Let's hope this is a better one. And if we can get our second goal here just before half time, that will surely seal the points against a team that don't tend to score very often at all. But anyway, let's see how this corner works out then. It's going to be Pepe on his far side, outswinger with his left foot into the near post. It's flicked on, but Sheffield United managed to get it clear, and it has gone out for a throw to Arsenal, pretty much at 5 yards inside from the corner flag. It was Ender Stevens there who actually cleared the ball away, and it is a throw to Arsenal. But we've played the minute of stoppage time, and I think that the referees just basically said that as soon as this ball is thrown in, that's going to be it. And it'll end. I say what's been a decent first half. I think it was a VAR check. A handball there on a Sheffield United defender. Well, I mean, it was Norwood. It did hit his arm, or was it Stevens? But it wasn't anything he could have done about it at all. Would have been a very harsh penalty. And in fact, there you go. It is half time, just as Ceballos took that throw. And it is Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 1. That goal from Alexander Lacazette, 33 minutes. A lovely work goal, actually. Partey into Lacazette. Lovely flick from Ceballos, and Lacazette got clear into the penalty area, opened his body up and rolled it in to the far corner. Fully deserved lead for Arsenal as well. It's been pretty much played in front of the Sheffield United penalty area most of this first half. A good goal, as we say, well worked. And can't really have done a lot more than that. And Dapper Gooner's back. How you doing? He says a good first half, a good half. It was, fantastic goal. Lacazette had a good half. No, he has. I think a few players have played well in that first half. I thought Ceballos had a decent first half. Saka's looking lively, isn't he, as well? And I think overall it's been good. It's been enjoyable, and of course the main thing is we've got the lead as well, which is nice to be in front, isn't it? We just need to finish this off now and make sure that we complete this, because we led at half time at Burnley, didn't we? Well, no, we led 1-0, at Burnley. We've got pegged back, didn't we? We led in a week, got pegged back late on. So we know a 1-0 lead's not a safe lead with Arsenal, with this Arsenal team. So Sheffield United haven't really offered a lot going forward at all. But as I say, they did have that one half opportunity, didn't they? Just a few minutes ago. And it was a save from Leno. So any team can score a goal at any time, can't they? So we do need this second goal, I think, just to finish it off, because you can't see Sheffield United coming back from 2 down, no matter how poor our defence has been this season, defensive mistakes. But that was a good first half. We need to enjoy that. Maybe we're enjoying the fact that we're playing without pressure. Maybe I don't know if that's part of the reason. I'm not really sure. But anyway, it's been a good first half, decent performance. And we're winning, which is the main thing. Just seeing what Twitter have been saying about that first half. I'm sure there's been some good comments going on. And see what people have been saying about that. Danny Ceballos is getting a bit of love on Twitter, which is nice to see. Unfortunately for me, he needs to do it more often and in teams better than Sheffield United. But anyway, he's had a good first half and we need to give him credit for that. And let's just hope it can be the start of a decent run of form for him, because I think he's going to be important, along with all the squad, for the rest of the season. Paul Dawes, of course, he's been on the show. Dawesy, he said Xhaka's pretty good at left back. Here he is. He's having a good game at left back. I say he has obviously played there before as well. Anything else? Some other good stuff on there. And Dawes again actually says Gary's trying too hard to make an impact. Just relax and play your game. Yeah, no, exactly. I was saying that before. He does look as though he wants to try and, be a part of the team system, which is great. But he needs to play his own game, doesn't he? And then I think we'll see the best of him. But he's done okay. But yeah, he hasn't really set the game alight yet, has he? But anyway. Another comment there, Watchalong Line has said, Ceballos playing like Ozil today. Well, I hope you mean the good Ozil, because he certainly had some nice little touches of Ozil there, which has been good to see. Sophie from Guna Gossip TV as well, superb half of football for Arsenal. Having a balance of the youngsters is having a great impact. Saka, Pepe and Martinelli are looking impressive, yeah. Martinelli maybe not quite so much, but yeah. Laka has had a fantastic first half, and what a beautiful goal it was indeed. He says Wenger would be proud. Yeah, it was a very Wenger-like goal, wasn't it, actually? So that's Sophie there from Guna Gossip TV. Please check our channel out as well. See if there's any other comments coming up on that we've seen. I think that's about it for now. But yeah, there was some, obviously some good football being played there from Arsenal in that game so far. Let's just hope, that we can keep going and produce some more in the second half and get that second goal and obviously maybe a few more as well. Obviously get a win, and hopefully that can set us up, nicely for the game on Thursday, which we all know is more important in this game. Let's be totally honest. But anyway, just see if there's any more comments on Twitter that I can read out for you. Doesn't seem to be too much other than at the moment. A few people earlier on actually mentioned about St. Maximin for Newcastle. Of course, had a big impact in their game today, didn't he? An assist and a goal coming off the bench. I've always said I'd like him at Arsenal, so maybe that might happen perhaps one day. Shane's in the chat. Shane, thanks for watching again. Playing great, hopefully keep it up. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do think we have to bear in mind that the quality of the opposition, but yeah, you can only play what's in front of you, and that was a good first half, wasn't it? So let's hope we can go on in this second half and get a few more goals and really win this game and do well. Terry's in the chat again. Just hope they turn up again in the second half. Yep, so do I. We look so much better when passing quickly. No, that's true, yeah, and that's what we've done in this game a lot better, haven't we? My only worry is that we've got mistakes at the back. Yeah, we have. We know that. And I say Sheffield United just had a chance, didn't they, before half-time, where it wasn't great defending, was it? And then out to make a save. But overall, it's been a decent first half, as we've said. And let's hope, we can go on in the second half and finish the job off, get a couple more goals and set us up nicely for a difficult game, as we know, on Thursday, which I'm getting worried about already. Well, no, worry is the wrong word. Maybe getting nervously excited for it, perhaps. You know, the end of the day, cup competitions are fantastic in Europe as well. And Arsenal haven't had a great record in European competitions, have we? We've only won 2 European trophies, which isn't enough for a club like Arsenal. We've lost the last, 4 we've played in, haven't we? There was 95, 2000, 2006 and 2019. So we are due a European trophy, aren't we? So let's hope that this can be the year. But we know we're going to have to play a lot better than we have done for most parts of this season, but we have got a favourable draw. We've made it hard for ourselves, as we know, with that pretty terrible performance last week. Shane's in the chat there. I'm going on a fan cam show, Shane. Yeah, it is. Hang on, I'll tell you the name of the channel. Let me just get it up for you. It is the Red Cannon. The Red Cannon channel. Quite looking forward to that, actually. That's a good. I don't know whether or not you've seen that channel before. Red Cannon. It's got some good stuff going on there. He did a live show last night, which went on for about 4 hours. Actually, it was really good. So it's going to be a similar kind of show, the fan cam show that I was doing, getting one fan on at a time, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's a Red Cannon on YouTube. So I'm not sure exactly what point I'm going to be on, but watch the whole thing anyway, because it'll be a good show. It'll be worth watching. But I'm going to try and get on there quite quickly after the game if I can. He's doing it on a first come, first serve basis. So I'm hoping to be on about 9ish, just after 9 after this game. So yeah, definitely check that out as well. That'll be a good show, that. And subscribe to his channel as well, because there's some good shows on there. So yeah, that'll be coming up after this game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the second half, and hopefully we can, keep playing the way that we've done in that first half, and then I'm sure we can get the 3 points, which is going to obviously be a big lift. So we haven't won any of our last 4 games since that North London derby, actually. And in fact, if you go back to that game, we played pretty well, really well for 75 minutes, didn't we? But that last 15 minutes of that Tottenham game, we've just literally carried over to most of the performances since. The second half against West Ham was maybe the exception, but I think there was sort of circumstances there, when you're 3-0 up, as we saw, we've seen with West Ham a few times, actually, it's easy to maybe drop your intensity a little bit. We picked it up. But really, the performances have not been great, have they? This has been the best that we've played, our best half of football, actually, since the game against Tottenham, probably. So, yeah, let's hope we can keep it going. And in a way, it makes me feel a bit more frustrated a little bit more, because you can see in spells in certain games what we're capable of doing with these players. As was it Terry said it before in the chat about passing the ball quickly. And we do that sometimes, don't we? And it looks really good. And it's frustrating that we don't do it more. And then we'll go back to the slow backwards passing again. And yes, I know you've got to be able to mix it up. But you can see what we're good at, and you can see what we're not good at. And we just need to do more of what we're good at, don't we? And then the results will be more consistent, I'm sure. And at the moment, it's frustrating that we're not doing that regularly enough, are we? We're having a good spells in games, then we're having poor spells in games, and that's probably why we are sitting where we are in the league. Actually, I'll get the league table up, because I'm sure a win takes us to 9th, actually, which I know is still nowhere near good enough for Arsenal, of course. We know that. But we want to try and finish as high as we can, don't we? So let's have a look at the table then. So the live table at the moment, we are 9th. So if we hold on to this victory, we'll be 9th, level on points with Leeds, but slightly better off on goal difference. In fact, we're 6 better off than them at the moment, and we're jumped above Aston Villa as well. Although they do have a game in hand, they'll only be a point behind us, and we'll be 2 points behind Everton, and we will be 4 points behind Tottenham, actually, as well, who are in 7th place. And Liverpool have got 52, so they're 7 ahead of us, aren't they? In the top 6. So still a long way to make up. We'll only have 7 games left after this, won't we? And you can't really see Liverpool dropping that many points. So I don't think the top 6 is here anymore. I thought that the defeat last week did put an end to that. Ideally, we want to finish higher than the 8th we finished last season, really. We want to show a little bit of progress, don't we? So I think it's important to try to win as many games as we can between now and the end of the season. And hopefully we can finish, we're not going to probably make the top 6, but let's finish 7th and at least improve on last season's finish. And then at least we can say there's been some sort of progress, even though we may well end up with less points possibly, but we'll see how that goes. Shane says there, Saka reminds me of a Rooney, and Gerrard can be best player in lots of positions. He's outstanding. No, you're right. He played. This is a position that he's not really played very much before, is it? He's almost in the number 10 position today. He's got a lot more freedom, and he's been involved. He was involved in the goal, and he's been involved in a lot of good stuff, hasn't he? So yeah, I like to see him in that position. And I mean, I think it's maybe a little bit early to be comparing him to Rooney and Gerrard. It'd be great if he went on to have similar impact at the top level, wouldn't it? If he or go on and have more success maybe than them. But yeah, he certainly looks comfortable in that position, doesn't he? Which is good to see, because I say it's nice when we've got young players come through our system, our academy system, who is having such a big impact. And the fact that he can play in so many different positions as well is great, isn't it? It's so good to see that with a player that has come through our own youth academy, you know. So we've got Smith Rowe as well, who's, again, he's going to be great, isn't he? Shane in the chat again says, imagine finishing above Spurs and winning the Europa League with this season. Nothing would surprise me. Well, it would be strange, wouldn't it? Because we've had, and I think we'll all agree that we've had one of our worst seasons in recent years. Certainly one of the worst I can remember even. And I can remember a few poor seasons over the years. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose ultimately it's where you finish and how you finish the season, isn't it? If you win a trophy, if you win the Europa League or in the Champions League next season, Arteta's done the job he was brought in to do. And even though I'm still not convinced by him, I've got to be honest, if he achieves that, then you've got to say he deserves the opportunity to get some money in over the summer, get some more players in that he wants, and have another season at least. So, but can we do that? I don't know. I mean, we're not that far behind Spurs, are we now? And if we can hold on to this win, get the 3 points, we're going to be a lot closer. I'd say 4 points behind them, and who knows? Finishing above Spurs and winning the Europa League would actually make up for a lot of the problems and the disappointing moment that we've suffered this season, really, wouldn't it? But you know, there's still a long way to go in this game yet, let alone the rest of the season. But yeah, it's would be funny, wouldn't it, if that was to happen? But I say, let's not get carried away yet. We're only winning 1-0 against Sheffield United, who are bottom of the league. So you know, we need to be better more consistently for the rest of the season, and we're going to have to be better on Thursday night as well. We know that, and that's what matters at this moment in time. But we need to finish this game off now, don't we? The players that's coming out for the second half. Can we actually put in a 90-minute performance, which we've not managed to do most of this season, actually? So in the second half, Arsenal are going to be attacking the goal to our left, which is I can't remember the name of the stand now, but it's where the away fans were, or usually are, behind that goal. It's where we were last season for last season's game, that 1-0 defeat, of course. Been in that end a few times over the years, watching Arsenal in this stadium. Not generally doing very well, actually. We've only won once here that I've been to. I know twice. I was there for a cup win as well in the League Cup, I think it was, wasn't it? And we did win on penalties once as well in the FA Cup, but that doesn't really count for me because the game finished 0-0. But anyway, an early shot there from a goal for Sheffield United deflected over. They're going to get a corner actually in the very first few seconds of this second half, attacking their Kop end, of course, the end where their main fans are usually. I do feel as though they've missed the fans more than a lot of clubs have. So he says, our running, we could catch Spurs. Well, maybe, but I don't think it matters who we play. We tend to have been poor against some of the poorer teams, and we've had some decent results against some of the better teams. So you can never tell, really. I just want us to try and win as many games as we can and finish as high as we can. And if it means finishing above Spurs, then that's a bonus as well, isn't it? But we'll see. At the moment, I think the Europa League is maybe taking on a little bit more priority, but let's see what happens Thursday. But Sheffield United have got a chance there. A header comes in at the far post, and Leno was struggling there, actually. He managed to punch it away. Didn't look too convincing, but he's going to be a goal kick now to Arsenal. But straight away at the start of the second half, Sheffield United have come out. It was Egan there with that header. Caused Leno a few problems there, actually. But Sheffield United have come out firing in the second half, to be fair. They've put us under pressure straight away. That was a cross into the box there. And the header at the far post actually got a deflection off the back of Granit Xhaka's head. And that maybe made it more difficult for Leno, to be fair. And he punched clear. He maybe could have caught that. And in the end, it's gone out for a goal kick. But again, Leno looking a little bit shaky there, but he got away with that. And Sheffield United actually are crowding around our penalty area to maybe stop us from playing it out short. And in fact, Leno instead does go long. But Sheffield United win that. In credit to their manager at half-time, Paul Heckingbottom, isn't it, who obviously has got into them and got them fired up for the second half. They've come out really strong, actually. But we just won a free kick over on the far side. Bukayo Saka was fouled, probably our most fouled player, isn't he? Bukayo Saka. certainly since Christmas, I would say, when he's been in fine form. Arsenal took a free kick too quickly there, and in not the right position either. It kind of goes to show how unimportant this game is in terms of the Premier League, that we've got Peter Banks as our referee. Quite often we get the same 3 or 4 referees, don't we? The so-called top ones, although they're all pretty poor. But we've got a referee who's maybe fairly new to the Premier League, isn't he, Peter Banks? And I think it just goes to show how low down the priorities of the Premier League this game was this week. But it's been a reasonably entertaining game, and I say Arsenal played some good stuff in that first half. So let's hope we can do so in the second half as well. And I say complete the job and get the 3 points. Sheffield United now trying to play it out from the back, actually, and Lacazette's the only one really doing any pressing, and he's not really pressing that hard, if we're totally honest. Thomas Partey now putting a bit of pressure on, but the ball's back with Ramsdale, who's got opportunity now to clear the ball away, which he does, goes long out to that far side. That's a good clearance. It could actually lead to another opportunity for Sheffield Wednesday. McGoldrick has now got the ball. And again, Sheffield United are taking the game to us a lot more so far in the second half than they did in the first half, looking a little bit more threatening. That's a good ball, actually, inside there. Burke plays it. It's played into Burke. We were behind him, actually, and he slips over, and we were able to get it clear. But again, Sheffield United coming forward again down this near side with Baldock, who's done quite well up against Xhaka there. But Xhaka's held him up, and he's forced back to Lundstrom. Dinks the ball over the top into the penalty. That's a good run, actually, there from Osborne, cutting from the far side, made a run into the penalty area. He's claiming he was fouled, but he's not been given anything. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. It's a good run, actually, there. Good run off the ball into the penalty area, and then he tangled with Dani Ceballos. Actually was claiming a corner, which, to be fair, it looked like it might have been, but it's been given as a goal kick, which Leno is about to take. Again, Sheffield United are trying to close us down quickly as we try and play it out from the back. And I think that's the tactic that the managers mentioned to them at half-time, but we've managed to play our way out of that little press. It's now with Martinelli, but he's got his back to goal, and he's forced back to Dani Ceballos, who actually does well again. He's had a good game, Dani Ceballos, tonight. Lacazette now plays it out to Rob Holding. We're trying to get the ball now down that far side. It's Nicolas Pepe, who's maybe not quite shined yet, but anyway, he plays it a 1-2 there with Saka. Again, he loses out, but it comes back to Saka, who's on that far side again. Now Thomas Partey inside the centre circle, plays it out to this near side to Dani Ceballos. Cuts inside, looking for a bit of support. He's got Xhaka, who's closed down, but a nice little ball to Lacazette, who's on this near side here on this touchline, and in the end he was blocked off by Baldock. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Terry's back in the chat there. He says we need to score early and kill this game off. They seem right up for this the second half. Sheffield United, no, they do. Yeah, they've come out firing, haven't they? But we may be settling down a little bit more now. Xhaka then plays a ball into the box looking for Lacazette, but it's cleared away by Sheffield United. But Dani Ceballos can pick it up. Oh, he looked like he was just about to shoot on the edge of the area. It was closed down. Of course, he did score one of only his 2 Arsenal goals in this stadium last season, didn't he, in the FA Cup? Anyway, Burke now bursting forward for Sheffield United. Good defending that from Callum Chambers, actually. Initially, he was beaten for pace by the Sheffield United man, but he got back well, and he's cleared it out for a throw. But Sheffield United have taken everything quicker in the second half, looking to put us under a little bit more pressure. Maybe they can sense the fact that as this game goes on, Thursday night's going to come into our mind, and they may have an opportunity to get something from this game. In fact, two of their 3 home wins this season have come in their last 5 home games. So they've certainly picked up a lot better results in the second half of the season, haven't they, following that disastrous first half where they barely won a game. I don't know if that was a shot there from Baldock from about 40 yards, very wide, trying to catch Leno out of the near post. I think it was Norwood. He's kind of put his hand up to say it was a cross. Actually nearly caught Leno out, but went into the side netting in the end. But it looked like it was a cross. But so Sheffield United have certainly played a lot better at the start of the second half. We played 7 minutes now. It's still 1-0 to Arsenal, but Sheffield United have certainly put us under a lot more pressure in these opening 7 minutes of this second half than they did for most of the first. So you can see what their intentions are. Again, we're trying to play it out from the back. Again, Sheffield United are closing us down quickly. Granit Xhaka now in the left-back position. Plays it into Lacazette, who turns away well, but he's crowded out by 3 Sheffield United players, and he has won himself a free kick there. Maybe a little bit fortunately, if we're honest. But Lacazette's having a discussion there with Norwood, Sheffield United there, but they're just showing a goal again, which happened quite a long time ago. But it was a good move from Arsenal. Partey, Lacazette into Saka, Ceballos a little flick, and then Lacazette have a good first touch out of his feet, and then opened his body up and placed it into the far corner, and then went off and kicked the corner flag, which was a nice celebration. But anyway, Arsenal now defending in the start of the second half. Bernd Leno plays it out to Mari. He's closed down, but he manages to find Granit Xhaka, who pings the ball across from left to right to Callum Chambers. That's a good touch, actually. Took it down well. Pepe again gives the ball away. He's been pretty poor in this game, I've got to be honest. Terrible ball that was. Didn't look up. Pepe and Saka had already moved forward. He didn't look up and just gave the ball straight to the Sheffield United player. And Sheffield United are now trying to come forward themselves. They've certainly added a bit more intensity to their game in the second half, Sheffield United. But again, we do struggle. If we have a good first half, we tend to struggle to carry on in the second half, don't we? And maybe Sheffield United have sensed that. But Holding and Chambers did well there to break up that particular United attack. And now Thomas Partey's got the ball in the centre circle, plays it out to the far side to Nicolas Pepe, but it was well covered there by Baldock. And it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal. I think Stevens it was, sorry, Ender Stevens, not Baldock. Anyway, the ball's currently back now with Callum Chambers, who plays it all the way back to Bernd Leno. Got a little bit of time there and pings the ball over to this near side to Martinelli, who wins the header well, actually, finds Dani Ceballos. They've linked up well down this left-hand side, and Dani Ceballos wins a free kick there. Foul by Lundstrom, who looks half the player he was last season, actually, doesn't he? He had a great season, as did many of the Sheffield United players, actually, last year, to be fair. Anyway, Callum Chambers now on the far side for Arsenal. He's had a steady enough game, hasn't he? Callum Chambers again. The ball currently back with Rob Holding, and he goes back to Bernd Leno. We haven't really got going in this second half yet, have we? So Sheffield United are a lot more aggressive, actually. They're closing us down a lot more quicker in this second half, and we may be struggling to get through. Ceballos there again was pushed right back there by some good play by Sheffield United, but now Thomas Partey, nice little ball into Ceballos again, plays it out to the far side to Callum Chambers now. Maybe this is a better moment for Arsenal. Chambers finds Pepe again on that far side, just inside the penalty area, cuts back, plays across the Lacazette. It's a shot first time over the top of the crossbar, and that's our first effort of this second half there. Lacazette again, the goal scorer. That was a much better break from Arsenal. Chambers there found Pepe. He cut inside, played it square to Lacazette just on the edge of the penalty area, and he tried to hit it, curl it first time into that far corner, but he didn't get enough bend on it, and it went wide of the post and in to the stand behind the goal, which would have been full of Arsenal fans today had circumstances been different. But Sheffield United now played it out from the back themselves. Martinelli hasn't really got to touch it in the second half, has he? Not been his fault. We haven't actually got the ball forward very much. But Dani Ceballos closes down well there, but the ball bounced off him and gone for a goal kick to Sheffield United. But at least that was our first real flowing move in the second half, actually. It took us, 11 minutes, 10 minutes to put anything together so far. And it led to an opportunity, a shot at goal from Lacazette. It wasn't the greatest shot at goal, obviously, but anyway, at least that was a lot more positive from Arsenal in the second half. But again, Sheffield United coming forward again in the second half. They've played well, actually, since the break. The Blades, they lack any sort of cutting edge, really, I suppose, ironically, for their nickname. But anyway, that's been their problem all season. 17 league goals in 30 games is really, really poor, isn't it? And that's obviously where their problems have come. I believe that a lot of their defeats have been 1-0, haven't they? And that's obviously their problem. Anyway, they're coming forward again down that far side. It's with McGoldrick just cuts into the penalty. McGoldrick tries a shot, it's deflected and headed away by Granit Xhaka, I think it was. And now Arsenal can break with Thomas Partner, with Bukayo Saka. Done really well actually in the middle of the pitch. Can he get away from the defender? No, he can't actually. He ends up fouling him and then kicks the ball into the stand, which might bring him a booking. Showing a little bit of frustration there, Bukayo Saka. Initially, he'd got away from Baldock, but Baldock got back at him, and I think Saka showed his frustration there. I don't know if he was fouled initially, and then I don't think he actually saw him coming, and it was a coming together more than anything, and Saka maybe held him off a little bit. He seemed to go down quite easily, though, Baldock there, but anyway, it's a free kick to Sheffield United, and what looked like being potentially a good break for Arsenal never quite worked out that way, did it? Anyway, Sheffield United coming forward again, as they've done a lot more effectively in this second half. They can maybe sense an opportunity to get something from this game. But Arsenal now coming forward themselves with Granit Xhaka, who's had a decent game at left back. And he finds Dani Ceballos. I'm surprised actually that Granit Xhaka has not been mentioned as a potential to play at left back previously, because he has obviously played there before. And he's shown today that he can do a job there. He's done well. But it's a throw coming to Arsenal halfway on the far side, which Chambers took there, finding Saka, who's briefly got away from his man, but Sheffield United have tied it up and it's gone back to goalkeeper Ramsdale, who's kicked along actually towards McGoldrick, who flicks it on well. And Chambers a little bit of a mistake there, but he's got away with it. As in the back pass is a bit short, but Leno comes out. And actually the clearance there was flicked on by Martinelli, but it's an offside against Lacazette, I think it was. And it's going to be a free kick to Sheffield United. But Callum Chambers made a little bit of a mistake there, actually, and Burke was almost in, but Leno was out quickly there, off his line, out of his penalty area, and managed to clear the ball away. But Sheffield United have still got possession there inside the centre circle with Ampadu, and that's just gone straight out for a throw to Arsenal over on the far side. Poor ball that was actually from I'm sure he's on loan from Chelsea, isn't he? There's a few substitutes warming up. McBurney, of course, for Sheffield United, big centre forward. So looks like they might be bringing him on very soon. Give them maybe a little bit more of a cutting edge up front, which they've lacked in this game so far. Well, as I say, they've lacked all season, really, haven't they? But certainly in this game today, that's been a big problem for them. They've not put our defence under enough pressure. As anyone knows, you put our defence under pressure and we're likely to make a mistake or two. But this is nice play through midfield again. Ceballos. Again, it's a ping ball out to that far side to Pepe. He's got Chambers outside him. Is he going to use him? Instead, he finds Saka just inside. Saka now on the edge of the penalty. Chips it into the box, looking for Ceballos, but it's headed away by Ampadu this time. Finds Lacazette. He finds Xhaka now on his near side. He's got no one running in front of him, actually. Martinelli came short and he's been forced back, but he's got the ball back again off Pablo Mari, Granit Xhaka. And he switches the play actually over to the far side to Chambers down on the right-hand side. He's got Pepe outside him. Instead, Saka comes inside the penalty area. Bukayo Saka tries to thread the ball through to Lacazette. Again, it's hit a Sheffield United defender. Chambers again finds Pepe this time out wide. Again, he wants to cut inside as he onto that left foot. He finds Thomas Partey and Pablo Mari. Plays it back out to Chambers now. Pepe again into Saka and back to Pepe. This is good from Arsenal. What's Pepe's ball like? Into Martinelli. It flicks off. Pepe again. Almost came through to Lacazette. Sheffield United have cleared it away. Again, not very far. Thomas Partey now coming forward, but he tried to poke the ball forward in towards Saka, but it's Sheffield United managed to clear it, and now it's all the way back to Ramsdale. Now Mari's coming forward for Sheffield United to Ceballos. We look as though we're getting a bit more head of steam up again in this second half. We did that in the first half and got the goal. Let's hope that it leads to a second goal here in this second half. Pablo Mari plays it to Rob Holding. It's gone out to the far side again to Callum Chambers. Plays it into Pepe. That's a nice flick to Bukayo Saka. Pepe gets it back. Again, this is looking a decent attack this from Arsenal. Pepe cuts inside. Saka. Pepe again. Is he going to have a shot on his left foot? He is. It's deflected. Falls to Lacazette on the far side. Is he offside? I don't think he is. That's a strange cross, actually. He went all the way back towards Callum Chambers, and now Sheffield United can get a break. Don't know if Lacazette was offside there, but anyway, play goes on. It's Sheffield United now coming forward with Osborne down this far side for Sheffield United. Arsenal's right. That was a very strange cross from Lacazette. He was near the touchline, just outside the 6-yard box, and played the ball back outside the penalty area. And Sheffield United ended up clearing it. Very strange ball. I wasn't sure if he was maybe offside, actually. He looked to be offside when he got the ball, but maybe not from the shot, because it did get a deflection off a Sheffield United defender. So that might well have kept him onside, possibly. But anyway, Sheffield United now back in possession inside their own half with Egan, who plays it square to Norwood. And that's a long ball over the top, looking for Baldock, who's got forward. He managed to get a flick on, but Mari's going to be there to complete the clearance. And now Arsenal can maybe break away with Martinelli. Ball got stuck a little bit inside his feet. He couldn't quite get it out, and he's gone down now, having got a knock there. He looks in a little bit of pain, actually, Martinelli. I hope he's not another injury. Just gets a start in the team. The ball did run away from a little bit. Oh, and he seemed to pull up there, actually. I'm not sure if he was caught on the ankle. Yeah, I think it was. I think he was caught on his ankle there by Osborne, I think it was. Let's hope it's not too serious, actually. I'll say he's just literally come back, hasn't he, from a long spell of injury. Anyway, they've made 2 subs, Sheffield United, as that happened. Brewster's on for Burke and McBurney's on for McGoldrick. So they've actually changed their 2 strikers. Sheffield United, you can maybe understand why it hasn't quite worked for them up front, has it, today, for either McGoldrick or Burke. So let's see. Obviously, McBurney and Brewster are going to offer a different threat, aren't they? So let's see how we cope with that for the final, 25 minutes of this game. Martinelli is receiving treatment still on the pitch. He's looks like it's his ankle. Of course, he's had issues there before. I've got a feeling that this might be his game done, actually. It'd be a real shame if it's going to be another long-term injury for him. Oh, he looked like he just got caught, really. I'm sure it isn't that serious, but it's obviously a painful one. But he does seem to be a little bit injury-prone this season, doesn't he, unfortunately? I've got a feeling he might have to come off. But he is back on his feet again, and he's gingerly walking over to this near touchline, as indeed he's got to do, of course, having received treatment anyway. Hopefully he can run it off, and he'll be fine. He's not maybe had the impact in this game that I think we're all hoping for, has he, to be fair, which has been a shame. It hasn't really been his day. But let's see if he can run this off, and maybe he can still have an impact and get a goal, which would be great, wouldn't it? Well, Martinelli's back on now. Hopefully he can run this injury off. And I say he can maybe still have a contribution in this game that he hasn't quite managed up until now. 65 minutes played here at Bramall Lane. It's Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 1. That first half goal, well worked and well taken from Lacazette, following a beautiful flick actually from Danny Ceballos, who's had a good game. There's a long ball forward. They're looking for Martinelli. He's trying to put Baldock under pressure, which he does, and makes Baldock have to play it. And he does. And in fact, he's won a throw there, but good pressure there from Martinelli. He still looks in a little bit of pain, actually. But he needs to run it off for 5 minutes. Don't just give up now, son. Keep going. You probably feel better in 5 minutes or so. Anyway, Sheffield United currently are bringing a ball forward from defence. So they have changed their 2 strikers. That they need to get the ball into them if they're going to have any impact on this game, which the previous 2 strikers, McGoldrick and Burke, didn't really manage to do. But anyway, Sheffield United are still in possession of the ball, but they haven't really put us under any pressure now since the very early stages of the second half, when they did look a little bit more dangerous, actually. But anyway, they are coming forward now down the far side with Egan, who's ball up the line. Actually, Fleck it was. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal, but it looks like we've got another injury, actually. It's Bukayo Saka, worryingly, who's gone down, possibly a thigh injury. Don't know if it's a tightness. It's not worth taking a risk, is it, with Thursday coming up. But this is a bit of a worry, actually, for Bukayo Saka. He just went down there. He had a little run off the ball. No, he was just running back into position, and he's just gone down, holding his phone. Willian is stripped and ready to come on. I'm not sure if it's going to be for Martinelli now or for Saka. Saka certainly looks to be a little bit more in trouble at the moment, actually. He's currently on the floor getting treatment on the pitch, but he's getting back up again. But Willian is going to come on anyway. I've got a feeling possibly for Martinelli, but Saka now doesn't look as though he's going to be able to continue either, so maybe Willian's going to replace him instead. But that doesn't look good for Saka, actually, does it? Looks like it's a thigh injury, and he's having to go off. Bukayo Saka. This is not looking good at all, actually. Bukayo Saka, my personal player of the year for Arsenal, player of the season, is limping out of this game, and could he be out for Thursday as well? This is not good news at all for Arsenal. Not good news at all. Let's hope it's not as bad as it looks. Let's hope it's more of a precaution than anything else. He was just running for the ball there, and he just stops. And yeah, that's not looking good, actually. It happened just a few minutes before he went down, and he's having to go off. And it is Willian that's come on now for Bukayo Saka. I don't know if Willian's going to play in that same number 10 role, or whether Martinelli's going to come into the number 10 position. But Saka doesn't look happy at all. He needs to get some ice on that, and he needs to get that looked at and rest up before Thursday. I don't know if they took him off early as a precaution, maybe, with that in mind. I'm not sure. But anyway, Sheffield United now coming forward. McBurney with his first real involvement now. Now it's Baldock down his near side to McBurney. Plays it back to Norwood. Sheffield United coming forward now, and he did a penalty. But it was good play that from Ceballos and his defensive work there. And Sheffield United have won the ball back with Ryan Brewster there. But it was good play from Ceballos, actually, on the edge of the penalty area to win the ball back. And now Sheffield United coming forward again. The ball over the top, but Xhaka does well and then tidies it up into Willian. It's his first touch, actually, since replacing the injured Bukayo Saka just a moment ago. And now Chambers on that far side for Arsenal into Nicolas Pepe. He's actually pushed back by the defender, and he's won a free kick. Slightly too much contact there from Egan, I think it was. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal over on that far side. It's still 1-0. That goal after 33 minutes from Alexander Lacazette. Really good goal it was as well. But while it's only 1-0, as I say, we saw on Thursday, it's never a big lead, is it? And Shane says, hopefully just a dead leg for Saka. Let's hope so. Although they can actually be quite annoying, and they can actually go on for a while. Anyway, he's just getting some ice strapped to his thigh at the moment on the side of the pitch as the game goes on. That's obviously a big worry ahead of Thursday now. Big concern. One thing we didn't want was injuries. Anyway, Thomas Partey just picked the ball up. No, it's Nicolas Pepe. So he's picked the ball up into the penalty area. It's a shot. It's going to be a goal. Martinelli taps it in, and it is 2-0. Martinelli's got his first Premier League goal of the season. It was Pepe burst into the penalty, mistake at the back from Sheffield United. Gave the ball to Pepe. He's run into the penalty area. His shot was saved by Ramsdale, pushed out, but only as far as Martinelli, who is getting the congratulations of his teammates there. It was a bad mistake, actually, from Lundstrom, actually, a blind pass into Pepe, burst into the penalty area. His shot there was pushed out by the goalkeeper, and Martinelli couldn't miss. Really poor play that from Sheffield United, but good play, positive play from Pepe. Nice little shot there, good save, and Martinelli just tapped it in for the second goal. So it was good play that from Pepe, and an easy finish from Martinelli, who certainly enjoyed that. And you can't blame him either, can you? He's been waiting for his opportunity to start. It looked like he's had to go off a few minutes ago with an injury, but he's back on. A nice little tap in, and you love them sort of goals as a forward, don't you? When you've just got to prod the ball into the empty net, which is what you want. Absolutely brilliant. And it is 2-0, and surely that will seal the points here for Arsenal. It's been a decent away performance, if we're honest. Shane says, yes, indeed. Come on. Nice goal that from Martinelli. He's just getting spoken to by the referee there. I'm not quite sure why. Terry says they're over the moon for Martinelli. Yeah, I think we all are. We've all been dying for him to score, haven't we? We'll get a chance in the team and then to score today. And he's managed to do that. 71 minutes to goal. A nice little tap in for him. Good play from Pepe in the build up to that. He's not had his best game, Pepe, if we're honest, but he had a big contribution there to that goal. And surely that will seal the victory. Would have been nice, that, wouldn't it? That was in front of the away, what would have been the away fans as well. A nice little tap in front of your away fans is what better moment would there have been? Unfortunately, the fans aren't in the ground. We would have enjoyed that behind that goal, I'm sure. But I was going to say next season, but of course it won't be, will it? Because Sheffield United are not going to be in the Premier League next season, unfortunately. Phil's in the chat there, Phil, hope you're well, mate. Got to the party late, but chuffing, mate. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's great for him, isn't it? He had to be patient this season, hasn't he? And it hasn't probably been his greatest game, if we're totally honest, but he's got the goal, and that's the important thing. Lacazette might be on the end of that cross. Great cross again. I think that was by Callum Chambers, actually, but it was cleared away by Sheffield United. Lacazette was looking to get his second goal. And now Ceballos on this left-hand side. He's had a good game there, actually. Again, slightly, a couple of players in the team today have played in unusual positions. Saka in the number 10, Xhaka at left back, Ceballos playing more on the left-hand side, but it's worked. And all of those players actually had a good game. Unfortunately, Saka's had to go off with an injury, a thigh injury, which hopefully isn't as bad as it looks. Anyway, Xhaka plays the ball forward now into Pepe, who's suddenly come to life since that involvement in that goal, to Ceballos. Back to Pepe and Ceballos again. Arsenal now looking in total control of this game, as we have done for most of it. I say Sheffield United had a spell at the start of the second half where they threatened a comeback, but looks like now that second goal has all but sealed it. Lacazette now into the penalty area. Brought down, was he? Just outside it was from Ampadu. It was good play from Arsenal again. Some quick passing. I'm not sure whether VAR are going to check that for a penalty. It looked like it was outside the box. The referee's given a free kick. Actually, I'll say I don't remember Peter Banks refereeing many of our games before. He had a good game, the referee, today. The fact that we've hardly had to speak about him just goes to show, I think it is outside the box, the foul. He obviously landed inside the box, but I think the initial foul was just outside there from Ampadu, and it is going to be a free kick right on the edge for Arsenal. Yeah, it was outside. And it's going to be a free kick on the edge of the box, just slightly to the left-hand side of the penalty area. Willian and Thomas Partey are over this, and Pablo Mari as well, but I think Pablo Mari is going to get himself into the box to try and get on the end of it. But it's a strange angle to maybe shoot from, but we've certainly seen people score from here. Willian, maybe if you can get a curl on it, you can possibly curl it into the far post. He didn't have a great game on Thursday, Willian, but I did like his press conference that he gave. It is his free kick, but it hits the wall. And goes all the way back to Granit Xhaka. But yeah, I did enjoy the press conference that Willian gave, actually, just before the Slavia Prague game. He was talking about racism, and he was talking about, very honest actually, about his performances for Arsenal, and that was good to hear. And it was nice to maybe put him across in a different light. He hasn't done a lot of press stuff, has he? I've not heard many interviews with him since he's been at Arsenal, actually. So it was good to hear some stuff from him there. And I say, very honest he was as well, and obviously talking about the racism and stuff like that as well, which he's been affected by himself. So yeah, it's that was really good, and it's I may be prepared to give him a little bit more time than perhaps I was before, just because he came across so well, and I think he does want to do well for Arsenal at the club, and I think that came across in that interview as well. So I'm maybe going to lay off Willian a little bit in the next few weeks. Shane said, did Martinelli and Laka switch since the little injury? I'm not sure. I think Laka's still playing through the middle and Martinelli on the left, isn't he? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he got himself into that position, but he sort of for the goal, but he did come in from that left-hand side, and Lacazette is still looks as though he's playing as the centre forward, although it's hard to tell with Lacazette because he's always dropping so deep. He almost looks like a midfield player sometimes when you look at his position on the pitch. But anyway, McBurney now trying to come forward for Sheffield United. He actually does pretty well there. And he plays the ball in there to Brewster, whose shot there is deflected, but it falls to Osborne. No, it doesn't. Xhaka's done really well again at left back. And Ceballos there again, helping him out. Those two have them two and Martinelli down the left-hand side have linked up well at times, actually. A different left side to what we've been used to, but it's worked well. And it has helped, obviously, to bring the second goal with Martinelli, of course, scoring it. And Ceballos played a big part in the first goal as well, didn't he? So, nice little combination there on the left-hand side for Arsenal today. And we've had a few good combinations on the right as well. Chambers and Pepe. I say Pepe's not had his greatest game, but of course he did play a big part in that goal, didn't he? The second goal was his shot that was pushed out by Ramsdale to give Martinelli his goal, a simple tap-in. But I say for a striker, they're the best goals to get, aren't they? You wouldn't mind getting 10 of them every season, would you, really? But Martinelli now looks as though he's recovered from that knock. He's running a lot more freely now. So he looked like he wanted to come off, actually, probably 5 minutes before he scored. But I bet he's glad he didn't now. Osborne now. McBurney looks like he's gone down in the build-up to that attack. But it's Baldock now on this near side for Sheffield United, looking to try and get a cross in. Xhaka's across there. Good fullback play from Granit Xhaka, actually. Now it's Lundstrom who poor pass gave the second goal to Arsenal, actually. It was his poor ball that gave the ball to Pepe that led to that goal, actually. But he's been poor, Lundstrom, today. I say he had a great season last year, didn't he? And I don't know whether he's, struggled with confidence or something. I'm not really sure, but he's nowhere near the player he was last season for him, is he? Anyway, Osborne, that's a good ball to Baldock, plays it across the box, but nobody was in there for Sheffield United. McBurney just actually went down with an injury and he still looks like he's not really moving freely, but it's going to be a yellow card for somebody. I'm not sure who's got that yellow card. I think it might have been Pablo Mari, is it? I'm not really sure. He seems to be getting some conversation from the VAR referee there. But anyway, was that for that foul on McBurney, maybe, who's now getting treatment for, it looks like an ankle injury. And I say that cross came in there and it looked as though had McBurney been moving 100%, he may well have got on the end of it, but he couldn't get there because he was limping and now he's gone down. I don't know whether that's what Mari's yellow card was for, actually. They'll probably show it now. But he had to pull up there. I'm not quite sure what the yellow card was for, actually. And Pablo Mari's now speaking to the referee. I don't know if he's asking him what it was for. But Sheffield United now look as though they make another substitution. It is Mousse, of course, who did score the winning goal for Sheffield United in this fixture last season. And El Neni's coming on for Arsenal as well. I don't know if McBurney's going to have to go off again, actually. He's only just come on. That would be a shame, wouldn't it, for him? But Mousse is coming on anyway. I'm not sure if it is going to be a straight swap for McBurney, who's only been on about 10 minutes. One of the briefest substitute appearances this season. But he's walking away over on that far side. He is moving a little bit more freely now. And he's having a bit of a jog up the touchline just to test his ankle out. Actually, I do think he might be coming back on. And he has come back on. So maybe it won't be McBurney that's going off for Mousse. Or are they just going to wait and see how McBurney is over the next couple of minutes? Anyway, Leno kicks the ball out there to Chambers over on that far side. McBurney's now chased him back, so he's clearly running freely. Pepe now. That's a good ball into Martinelli. He couldn't quite get on the end of that. I don't know if he was going to try and flick it across the goal to Lacazette or whether he was going to try a shot himself. Just couldn't quite go on the end of that ball from Pepe. Maybe just slightly overhit the pass, actually. It did fly off the turf a little bit. And it just ran away from Martinelli as he was trying to flick it across. Imagine if he could get a second goal as well. Anyway, Osborne's come forward. He's had a good energetic performance down that left-hand side for Sheffield United, actually, Osborne, in this game. But Holding does well there to hold him up. And it is going to be McBurney. Can't continue, unfortunately. He is going to go off. Very, very brief substitute appearance from him. About 10 minutes or so. He's muttering away to himself, and you can understand the frustration he must be feeling. He is probably keen to come on and make an impact on this game, and unfortunately, he's only lasted about 10 minutes, and it's going to be Mousse to replace him. And of course, I say he did score against us last season. I think he scored against us for Bournemouth prior to that as well. But it's going to be Martinelli's coming off, I think, for El Neni for the closing 8 minutes of this game. But this is the goal again. Nicolas Pepe drove on. Martinelli just held his run, stayed on side, and then pounced when the ball was loose. Showed his natural goal scoring instincts there. But he's hobbling off a little bit now, and El Neni's coming on. Still think he's feeling the effects of that earlier injury. Let's hope he's okay for Thursday, because we're going to need to score, aren't we, on Thursday? And he's a player who can give us that little bit extra. And it was great for him to get his really pleased for him, as we've had a few comments to say the same. And it is great that he's managed to get his first Premier League goal of the season. In fact, I think it's his first Premier League goal since that wonder goal against Chelsea, wasn't it, last season? Of course, he hasn't played that much since, has he? Not really hasn't started many games, has he, of course? But anyway, Sheffield United now are having a little spell of possession just in front of our defence. They're not really going too far with it. Chambers then easily wins the ball back. Terry there in the chat says, does anyone know why Murray got a yellow card? No, I don't know why. I'm assuming it might have been for the incident that's led to McBurney getting injured. I don't know whether it was Murray that caught him initially with a late challenge, and that was what's injured him. But other than that, I'm not really sure, because I haven't shown a replay of it. I can only assume it was for that, for the say obviously McBurney was injured as a result of something. Looked like he'd been kicked on his ankle or his foot, so I'm assuming it was probably for that, but I don't know because I've not seen it yet. Anyway, Bukayo Saka has still got an ice pack on his thigh, which hopefully is going to sort him out ready for Thursday, and hopefully Martinelli's injury is not too bad either. But there'd be two players that we desperately need to be fit to play at least some part on Thursday, don't we? Saka now again had a good game at left back. He may be an option there, you know. I know we miss him in midfield, but we haven't today. Because Tobias has had such a good game. But unfortunately, that's been quite a rarity this season. Thomas Partey there, a nice turn. It's a nice ball through to Lacazette. He's onside. Is he going to score again? And he has. Lacazette makes it 3-0. His second goal. That's the sort of finish that he should have done the other night, isn't it, really? But that was a good finish. Lovely ball from, I think it was Thomas Partey, wasn't it? Defence splitting ball. Lacazette gets his second goal of the day. Great finish that across the goalkeeper into the far corner. A good ball actually from, I'm sure it was Thomas Partey with the ball. Lovely turn that from Partey, a lovely ball. He was onside, got the wrong side of the defender. First time finish. Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way actually. Lovely ball through from Thomas Partey. And Lacazette there, first touch, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way, gave him the eyes. Pinged it in the other corner. And lovely finish that. Again, it would have been in front of the away fans behind that goal. We would have been enjoying that moment there. 5 minutes to go, which has surely sealed, well, it's definitely sealed the points now, isn't it? 3 goals and 3 points for Arsenal. And again, we've got 3 goals away from home, which we've done a few times, haven't we, lately, actually? Southampton, Leicester, of course, Olympiacos, we scored 3 away from home, didn't we, as well? It'd be nice to get 3 away goals on Thursday night as well, wouldn't it? But I'm sure they're going to offer a stiffer test than Sheffield United have done today. But you can only beat what's in front of you, and be our first win in the league here at Bramall Lane since 1991, actually. So 30 years ago, last time we won here in the league. In fact, that was April as well, so it's almost exactly 30 years, or maybe slightly, give or take a day or two. That was, of course, when we was on our way to the title, losing just 1 game. It was Kevin Campbell and Alan Smith scored. Alan Smith's second goal was at that end where the away fans were in the second half, which sealed that victory. That was great celebrations that day. Towards the end of that season, we were closing in on the title. We knew how close we were. That was a great day, that actually. And that was our last league victory here. So we have won a couple of times in the Cup, of course, last season in the FA Cup. We did have a 3-0 win in the League Cup as well, I think it was. Eduardo scored a couple that night, I seem to remember. Terry says, why couldn't Laka do that on Thursday? Yeah, exactly. Why couldn't he? Anyway, he's done it today, I suppose. And now, is it going to be a chance for Sheffield United? Shot comes in there. Was it? Oh, it was Musa who's just come on. Of course, he did score last season, I said, against us, but he put that shot wide. It's probably one of Sheffield United's clearest chances of the game, actually. He tried to dink it into the far corner, but it was a poor finish, actually. Went quite way wide. Shane in the chat there. We do better when Uber's not playing. I think we should bench him for a few games. We have certainly played better without Aubameyang in the team, certainly recently. Anyway, Lacazette's now going to get taken off with 2.5 minutes to play. He's not going to get his hat-trick today. And it's going to be Eddie Nketiah coming on for the last, 2 minutes or so, 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time. So Eddie Nketiah comes on for Lacazette. Obviously, looking ahead to Thursday, no doubt. Eddie Nketiah's not played for a while, has he? But it's a good performance that from Lacazette. 2 good goals, took them well today. Certainly make him feel a lot better after that horrendous miss on Thursday. Let's hope that gives him a bit more confidence going into the game this week, where we can't afford to miss too many chances because we're not going to get a lot, I don't think. So we need to score at least once on Thursday, or we're out. So hopefully that'll give him the confidence needed to go into that game, and we can get the result we need. Anyway, there's a minute plus stoppage time to play now in this game. Just a matter of seeing this out now. A clean sheet would be nice. Our first clean sheet since the end of January it would be, which, funny enough, was the last game Martinelli started as well. I'm not sure the significance of that particularly, but anyway, maybe Arsenal can now come forward for a 4th goal. Partey is driving forward from midfield. He's got runners off him. He's found Pepe. Can Pepe finish it off? Oh, he tried to find Nketiah. Maybe he should have had a shot himself. Now Ceballos picks it up. Sheffield United haven't really dealt with that at all. Although they have forced Ceballos back. So maybe Pepe should have had a shot then. He tried to just dink it across to Nketiah, which would have been Nketiah's first touch. But another break from Arsenal there through the midfield with Thomas Partey. He found Pepe. And I say maybe Pepe should have had a shot, but he didn't. And we ended up not getting a goal, a 4th goal, which would have been good, wouldn't it? Would have equalled the score, of course, away at West Brom over Christmas, where our biggest away win of the season, in fact, our biggest win of the season. We've just put 4 minutes of stoppage time up. We've just gone into that now. So there is 4 minutes to go. Can we keep, first of all, a clean sheet? As I say, the first time since the Manchester United game, which was the last game Martinelli started. Or will Sheffield United grab a late consolation, and will we concede another stoppage time goal? Let's hope not. We've currently got the ball anyway with Xhaka. It's all very well managing the game well when you're 3-0 up, which is far easier to do than obviously when you're only 1-0 up. But anyway, we do seem to be managing this game a lot better. Holding them, plays a long ball, and it's actually going to be Nketiah chasing it down. It wasn't a great pass back to the goalkeeper. He's going to get there just ahead of Nketiah, who worked hard there to put the Sheffield United defender under pressure. Xhaka now looking to see if he can get a throw here. Holds off the Sheffield United player. And we're now 3 minutes of stoppage time left to play. It's just a matter of seeing this game out. Comfortable victory for Arsenal overall. It's been a good performance. Sheffield United had a bit of a go at the start of the second half, didn't they? They put us under a bit of pressure and forced us back a little bit, but it was a good performance from Arsenal. We dominated the first half, got a really good goal. We weathered that storm from Sheffield United and then broke out to get the second goal in the 71st minute, I think it was, wasn't it? With Martinelli, of course, finally getting his first Premier League goal of the season, and then Lacazette gets his second goal just to put a seal on it. Another good finish it was, and it's been a good evening's work from Arsenal from front to back. Solid performance. Yes, Sheffield United, you can see why they're bottom of the league. You can see why they're going down. They're not playing with any kind of confidence at all. or much quality either. But we've done the job that we had to do. You know, I suppose we didn't have a lot of pressure on us tonight, really, did we? And you can tell that we've played more relaxed, and we've been comfortable. But we need to be able to play under pressure as well, don't we? So Thursday night is going to be see how we get on in those circumstances, because we're going to have to play better, aren't we, on Thursday than we did last week. But this has been a good performance, and hopefully we can get a bit of confidence from this. One or two players have played really well. Danny Ceballos in particular, I want to give credit to. Lacazette as well, 2 great goals. Thomas Partey, I was just about to say Thomas Partey's had a good game. He gives the ball away in midfield to Lundstrom, who doesn't look anywhere near as good as he did last season, actually. But anyway, probably not the only Sheffield United player. But here's Osborne, who's actually been probably their standout player. Arsenal get another goal in this final minute of stoppage time. Danny Ceballos plays it to Callum Chambers. He's got Pepe wide outside him on the far side. He gets it back, and see, Arsenal managing this game a lot better than we did the other night, but different circumstances as well, I suppose. You have to take that into account. Granit Xhaka now in the left-back position, plays it into Eddie Nketiah, who turns away from his man there. He was fouled, actually, by Ampadu. He's going to be a yellow card for the Sheffield United player. Just a second yellow card of the game, actually. So been well refereed. I want to give credit to the referee, Peter Banks. He's had a good game. He may not be such a high-profile referee as some of the others, but he's done a good job today, the referee. I want to give him credit, because I think referees and VARs received a lot of criticism, rightly so, this season, this weekend, actually, as well, with some crazy decisions again. But he's done well today, the referee. So, yeah, that's what you like to see, a referee that you don't notice too much. And there goes a full-time whistle, actually, as finished. Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 3. Comfortable victory for Arsenal. A decent away day. Yes, our away form's been good all season anyway, or better, certainly, than our home form. And that was just kind of typical of that, really. A solid performance from Arsenal from front to back against very, very poor opposition, it has to be said. But 2 good goals for Lacazette, well taken. Hopefully that will give him his confidence back ahead of Thursday night. And in between, Martinelli scored his first Premier League goal of the season as well, with a simple tap-in after Pepe's shot had been pushed out by Ramsdale, the Sheffield United goalkeeper. So very satisfactory evening's work for Arsenal. Can't really have any complaints about that. The only downside is the injury to Bukayo Saka, who's come back onto the pitch limping again, following that earlier injury. Let's hope he's okay for Thursday, although that doesn't look too good, does it? But yeah, a good performance all round for Arsenal, a comfortable victory. And we're up to 9th in the league, which is something to be excited about, I'm sure you'll agree. But yeah, a good win in the end. Some good performances, actually. I thought Xhaka played really well at left back. So Ceballos in midfield, Lacazette, 2 good, well-taken goals, a decent centre-forward performance from him. Pablo Mari looked decent at the back as well. And yeah, Martinelli got his goal. Pepe had a part. He played better in the second half, Pepe, actually. But a couple of players in different positions. A good moment there with Saka and Ramsdale, of course, who know each other from the England set-up, England under-21s and stuff like that. They played together before, having a nice moment there as they're walking off the pitch together, which is good to see. And the best thing to see, of course, is that scoreline there on the screen. Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 3. Comfortable win for Arsenal, of course. And at least it is a positive to take into the midweek game. So, yeah, obviously the results early, if you missed them. Newcastle came from behind to win 2-1 at Burnley. Surely that keeps them up. West Ham, again, were 3-0 up against Leicester before holding on for a 3-2 victory. They like their 3-0 leads and trying to throw them away, don't they? Of course, the big result was Manchester United coming from behind to win 3-1 at Tottenham as well. I mean, we're 4 points behind Tottenham now in 9th place. So we're closing that gap, mind the gap and all that kind of stuff. Everton sit between us, and they have got 2 games in hand, and they sit 2 points. In fact, directly between us, 2 points above us and 2 points below Tottenham. So, yeah, I mean, it's opened up maybe the title race a little bit. 11 points now. Man United are behind City with a game in hand. So that's a little bit interesting there. And Sheffield United are, of course, in massive trouble. It looks like they're going down. Terry there in the chat says, comfortable team win, no one outstanding. Who would I pick as man of the match? I thought there was 2 or 3 good performances. I say Xhaka was decent at left back. Lacazette took his goals well, didn't he? He's got to be in with a shout. And but for me, maybe Dani Ceballos. I thought that was his best game for a long time. I'd probably maybe be tempted to give it to him because he hasn't had a great season. But that was a good performance today for him. And so he says, yeah, well done, ref, and no cock-ups on VAR. I know it was a steady game from the referee. Yes, there wasn't many incidents. I suppose the game was a little bit like a friendly in many ways, wasn't it? But yeah, I give credit to the referee. I thought he was decent. And Dapaguna as well. He said 3-0. You did say 3-0. So yeah, well done. You should have put some money on that. I'm sure you'd have got pretty decent odds actually on a 3-0 away win for Arsenal today. But yeah, so yeah, well done for that. That was a good prediction. I would never have predicted that. I've got to be honest. I didn't think we'd win 3-0. I thought it'd be a tighter game, but it was comfortable. I say it was a bit of a friendly game in many ways, but probably what we needed. The only downside I'll say is the injury to Saka, and maybe Martinelli got a bit of a knock as well. Let's hope they're both okay for Thursday, because I say we do need to score a goal, at least one. So let's hope that we have got both of those 2 available. Phil says it's nice to get a positive result to pick the mood up. Yeah, Tottenham lost as well, which is nice. Exactly, yeah. We always like it when Arsenal win and Tottenham lose, as the old song that goes. Dapaguna again, a good win. Poor opponent, to be fair. Yeah, it was, yeah. He's gave Laka man in a match. Yeah, I don't think you can argue with that. 2 great goals, good performance. I just thought Dani Ceballos has had a poor season, but he had a good game today, so I maybe felt he perhaps deserved it. But there were 2 or 3 decent performances out there. And Terry says, didn't you bet your house? He should have done, because, yeah, I'd never have predicted a 3-0, I have to say. So that was a great prediction there from Dapaguna there. And, yeah, well done for getting the score right. And obviously a great result for Arsenal as well. I say I'm going on this fan cam show soon on the Red Cannon on YouTube. So please pop over to there. I'm not sure exactly what time I'm going to get on there. Hopefully it will be quite soon. He's doing his own quick review of the game first, so maybe in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But pop over to there. Dapaguna says he didn't put any money on it, which is a shame. Maybe next time, see how good your predictions are for Thursday, maybe as well. Coming up on this channel is going to be some good stuff this week. I'm going to be looking ahead, obviously, to the second leg in Prague on Thursday. I'll be doing a preview video of that. I'm going to set up a live show as well at some point, maybe Tuesday evening, to look ahead to that game and a few other bits and pieces as well, stuff that's been going on with the club. Look back on this game as well and a few other bits and bobs. So I'll probably try and get that set up for Tuesday. I'll have a review video of this game as well going out tomorrow. Should be on by lunchtime. The gym's open tomorrow, so I'll be going to the gym as well at some point. So I need to fit everything in. Got a bit of work to do as well. So, but I should get that out hopefully tomorrow lunchtime. I say Tuesday night, I'm hoping to do a live show. And I say Thursday we'll be, doing a watch along for the big game as well in Prague. Terry says there, you had more faith than me. He didn't have enough faith. He didn't put any money on it, did he? Unfortunately. And Dapaguna says Xhaka's passing was spot, and it was, yeah. Lots of crossfield balls. I thought he had a good game at left back. He has played there before and done all right as well. Maybe it's a position he might need to play a bit more if Tierney's out for the season. So it was good to see him play there. And actually, now you look ahead to Thursday and you think, you could see him coming and doing a job there again, couldn't we? And I don't think any of us would be too disappointed. And now, if that was the case, he's maybe slightly better player than Cedric because he's naturally left-footed as well, and his range of passing is good. So, I certainly wouldn't have a problem with him playing there on Thursday either. So I have to give Mikel Arteta credit for that as well, for making that selection today, when not a lot of people would have maybe suggested that. Dapaguna is a different opponent on Thursday. Now, of course, it is a totally different game. And I'm not going to read too much into the performance today because Sheffield United are poor, lacking confidence. But it's a good confidence boost, isn't it? I say a few players today put in a good performance, and football can be about momentum and can be about confidence. And hopefully we can take a lot of that into Thursday. Some of these players, Lacazette now with those 2 good finishes, if he gets a similar opportunity on Thursday now, hopefully this will be in his mind and he'll stick them away. And that can make the difference between us getting through and not getting through. So yeah, I mean, it is different opposition, of course it is, and I'm not saying that Xhaka necessarily will be able to be as great at left back against a stronger team, but I certainly wouldn't have any problem if he gets selected there ahead of Cedric or whoever else that might be selected there as well. So obviously the doubt about Saka anyway maybe would have been another option, and I think a lot of people maybe thought Saka was going to start there today. But anyway, the Dapper again in the chat says overall everyone played well. They did, yeah. Can't think of a terrible performance. And it wasn't a terrible performance at all, but it was a comfortable game, and Sheffield United didn't really offer a lot, did they? Apart from that start of the second half when they did put us under a little bit more pressure. But yeah, it was comfortable and a good workout ahead of the big game on Thursday. It's always nice to win games, isn't it? And I say it does put us within 4 points of Tottenham, so we've got to enjoy that as well, haven't we? And they might be getting a little bit twitchy now, mightn't they, with us closing in on them with 7 games left. So if we can win a few of them, I think Terry earlier in the chat said about the running we've got is favourable. It is on paper, but you've still got to go out and win the games. And I say if we do manage to get through in Europe, how much is that going to affect our league performances and our league games in the intervening period? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that's all for another day. Sebas Coder, thanks for tuning in. Now take this energy into Europa League. Exactly, yeah. Might need at least to start. I agree, but he did have a bit of an injury there, didn't he? So it'll be interesting to see if he can recover from that, hopefully, and then he'll be okay to play on Thursday, because yeah, we do need his energy and his pace as well. So yeah, let's hope he's fit for that game. Just before I wrap up, just make sure if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. It's obviously down in the corner there is where you have to click on it to subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. It just helps the channel reach a larger audience. I've noticed that over the last week or so that I haven't had any new subscribers. I know Terry's dad was having problems subscribing, so I don't know whether or not there's an issue with YouTube. But please try and subscribe if you can, if it lets you. And give this video a like as well if you've enjoyed it. I've been going for over 2 hours now, and I am going on a fan cam show in a minute as well. So thanks for tuning in to everyone. Thanks everyone in the chat. Dapper Guna getting the score right as well. Fantastic effort that was. Sebas Koda at the end. Terry, of course, as usual. Phil as well. Hope you're well, Phil. We'll have to catch up soon. Shane as well, of course, another one who's generally in the chat. So thanks to all you guys. Terry says, great show again. You have another fans of my dad. Oh, that's good. I'm glad your dad enjoyed it as well. As everyone pressed the like, I hope everyone has pressed the likes, yeah. And hopefully your dad can subscribe as well at some stage, if not tonight, later on, if possible. And Dapper Guna says, enjoy your evening as well. It's always a better evening when Arsenal have won, isn't it? So we can enjoy a match of the day too a bit later as well. Watch another good Arsenal performance for a second time, which is always nice. So yeah, please subscribe if you haven't done so. Please give this video a like, and I say stay tuned to the channel. I will have my review video of this game tomorrow. It'll probably go at lunchtime. I'll put links on Twitter and stuff like that, so look out for that. And then I say hopefully get a live show Tuesday night to go over this game and look ahead to Thursday and a few other bits and pieces as well. A lot of stuff going on at Arsenal at the moment that we need to talk about, so I'll get a few guests on there. And then on Wednesday, I'll have the preview video of the Slavia Prague second leg, and then a live watch along, of course, on Thursday for that game. I think it's 8 o'clock kickoff again, so I'll probably go live about 7:45. And for that game, hopefully it's going to be a nervous game, but hopefully a good result for Arsenal in the end. But certainly something to look forward to, isn't it? And Sabas Korea says, thank you, Rich. Thank you for watching and your comments. Really appreciate the time for coming over and watching. So yeah, thanks to all you guys for tuning in, and thanks to everybody I say for watching. Thanks for all your comments. I will see you again on live stream on Tuesday. Look out for me a review video tomorrow, and the preview of Slavia Prague on Wednesday, and I say another watch along on Thursday. So those coming up on the channel, so please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of it. I'm going to pop over on to the Red Cannon YouTube channel for the fan cam show, so please pop over there as well. Join me and all the other guests over there as well. It's going to be a good show. Could definitely tune into that as well. And I will see you guys, I say Tuesday live and tomorrow for the match review video. as it's finished here at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 0, Arsenal 3. Good performance from Arsenal, comfortable victory, and we move on to bigger and better things. Hopefully on Thursday, a result like this, a performance like this on Thursday would be nice, wouldn't it? But as we've said, different level of opposition, isn't it? But let's go out there Thursday with a bit of confidence now. Get the victory that we need. Get in the semi-final, and who knows? Could we be in the Champions League next season? Imagine that. All the problems that we've had this season, what a finish that would be. So you never know. It's still on. Tune in Thursday, and I say see you in the meantime. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy your week, and we will speak soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing if you haven't. If you've done so, give it a like as well before you leave. Thanks a lot, and I'll speak to you soon. Come on, you Gunners! Good win today. Let's go again Thursday. Massive game, massive week this. Come on, Arsenal.